5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Jet Stream. Semi-big series between the Yankees and the Red Sox. Game 1 in Fenway. Garrett Crochet on the mound for the Red Sox. Paul Goldschmidt grounds out on the first pitch of the game, and then Ben Rice grounds out on the second pitch of the game. So, cool story for the Yankees, swinging at everything right away. I'm sorry, 3 pitches? No. First 2 pitches of the game. These guys. Gonna bring up Aaron Judge. Uncle DJ, I'll check in later. Hit that like button and subscribe, everyone. Yep. Garrett Crochet has a 2.33 ERA. Oh, shit. 2-1 count here to Judge. And way inside 3-1. .97 upstairs for strike 2. .98 on the outside corner, up and away. Potentially, it would have been called strike 3. Oh, Judge can't handle the high heat. Up and away. 3 down. Now for the Yankees, Ryan Yarbrough is going to get the start. Our bullpenner / starter. Comes over to 4.17 ERA. Lineup for Boston is going to be Rob Refsnyder, Rafael Devers, Romy Gonzalez, followed by Narvaez, Anthony Story, Toro, Rafaela, and Campbell. So Marcelo Meyer not in the starting lineup. What you talking? Talking Yankees baseball, Yankees Red Sox. What you talking? Duran's not in the lineup either. That's a shock. Red Sox got 3 former Yankees. Well, four former Yankees in their bullpen. That's crazy. No eat. Is that Mets' way of saying pop the Lincoln? By saying no yeet? I feel like my hair's growing. It's crazy.
Hey, Murdoch.
So, was I right? Was I right by you saying no yeet?
Now, the whole no yeet thing, I just found out who's going to be the final man to take the men's vacancy in the King of the Ring on the Raw side. It's Jey Uso. And to that, I say 2 words, 6 letters. No yeet.
No yeet?
No yeet.
Why? You don't want him in the King of the Ring?
We've already done the song and dance. We don't need to have the world title go back and forth like a hot potato.
It's just King of the Ring tournament.
Yeah, but the winner gets the title shot at SummerSlam.
What? So do you think he has to win just because he's in it?
No, I don't want him to win. It's going to be Cody who wins it.
Okay, so who cares? So that means Jey doesn't get the title shot.
And besides, we know the real reason they had Gunther win the belt back.
Why was that?
They want him to face Goldberg on July 12th at the main event.
To lose to Goldberg?
No, to beat him.
Oh, okay. So it's his last match.
Basically.
Like, who cares? The guy shows up once every 3 years now.
And again, like I said, and much like with Jey being the King of the Ring, 2 words, 6 letters. No yeet.
Mets, have you ever met my super hot girlfriend?
You mean this woman right here?
Yes.
Not in person.
Obviously not in person, Mets. She says, hello.
Hello.
Leadoff walk to Ref Snyder. The hell is that? Brings up Rafael Devers.
I mean, seriously, Pierce. You go with Uso over Killings. You have a much better story with Killings in there over Uso.
I don't need to see another Ron Killings match, especially main event.
Well, this is a different version of him. It's far more serious, borderline psychotic. Did you hear his promo on Busted Open?
No.
You should. It's hinting at a more heelish version of the character.
Yeah, I got that when he cut off his dreads and he said the truth, whatever. He's Ron Killings. Back out, like closer to his TNA version. I understand. Because, he's got to go from being a comedy sidekick routine type thing to.
I was hoping he'd go more of the Sting WCW route when he ditched the surfer gimmick for the Crow gimmick.
But you're also talking about like a 50-something-year-old.
54, 53, 54.
Yeah, 53, 54-year-old guy. Still got athleticism, to do what he does. But what do you expect? You expect him to put the guy's been a sideshow attraction for comedy. Now you want to put him all of a sudden where he's like he's going to be dead in 25 years or less, and you're going to put him at the top of the card? Why? Rafael Devers flies out to center field, 1 down, 2-1 count here to Romy Gonzalez.
I mean, they did the same thing with Danielson. They did the same thing with Kingston. If they go down the road of having Truth be more of a vigilante hero character, it'll build movement to where it shoehorns him into the top of the card.
Do you think R-Truth should be at the top of the card?
If only for a cup of coffee, then yes.
I think you got other guys you need to put up there first, or instead of him, not even first. He's not a top of the card guy. He never was. You've had him for 20 years in your company, and he's never been that type of performer or character.
Blame Vince for that.
It doesn't matter. He was fine. He was fine where he was, making people laugh. No matter, he didn't have to wrestle. People like seeing him. They liked his comedy backstage. It was funny. He was funnier backstage than he was in ring. That was what he brought, and that's everyone was happy with that. Why are they doing this? Is he looking to retire? And he was like, give me one run at the top, and so I can retire with at least accomplishing that. Maybe. But I'd rather see someone like Karrion Kross get pushed.
Well, his contract's running out, and I don't think they're going to let him get that push. But then again, neither Triple H or Vince knew what to do with this effort instead, other than make him the devil and maybe in a lot of babyface's ears.
Why don't you know what to do with him? You had him in NXT. You had him being a major force in NXT, running through everybody. Then you bring him up. You change his gimmick. You put a mask on him, some stupid outfit, and you bury him. Like, why move him out of NXT if you're just going to bury him? Like when you use NXT to build him up and up.
I mean, Impact, TNA used him a lot more efficiently.
Well, 3-2 count here to Gonzalez.
Gonzalez.
Romy Gonzalez.
No. What happened to him?
It was a 3-2 count to Gonzalez. Fly ball, a warning track in center field. Bellinger makes the catch, 2 down. It's going to bring up Narvaez. You got your Mets in against Tampa tonight.
It's a Pyrrhic victory last night with Kodai on the shelf now. I wonder what the MRI said.
I think you're better off just saying bittersweet. Most people aren't going to know what that word means.
15-day IL. Don't know when he's coming back.
I hope Super Hot Girlfriend hit the like button. You too, Mets.
Two one count. So Red Sox in their new city connection, no homage to the monster, huh?
What an ugly color. Ugly ass color. They got yellow hats and a green. They look like sanitation workers.
Well, or like a version of their older ones where it was like the Ukrainian flag.
Well, they look like a version of the Oakland A's.
Still better that than looking like the Ukrainian flag with their older city connects.
What, the yellow and blue? Look like Sweden? More like Sweden. But yeah, Ukrainian too. You're right. Both countries represented in that. Burrow steps off. 2-1 count to Narvaez. Over. Three-one.
One to Soto.
Ball four, second walk of the inning.
One to Soto. Doors on first with an infield hit. Struck out.
It's going to bring up Roman Anthony, second round pick by the Red Sox in 2022. He's the #1 prospect in baseball.
Wasn't that the kid DB was talking about?
Yeah. No, Radcliffe. I don't know, man, if I would be okay playing for the Red Sox.
And Soto goes down staring at a splitter at his knees, and he doesn't even bother to chase. Yes.
There's strike one. Ground ball to second base, gobbled up by DJ LeMahieu on the first. That'll do it. So the Yankees escaped 2 walks. Red Sox scoreless. At the top of the second, Cody Bellinger, Volpe, followed by Dominguez and LeMahieu in the hole. Mets, how was your day today?
It was okay. Made a ham hock and vegetable risotto.
You made a ham hock?
Yeah.
You just had pig's knuckles hanging around?
Well, it was actually more like a ham strip that was cut from the hock, not the knuckles themselves.
My dad brought one home one time. I was like, you want me to eat a pig's hand? Or foot? What would you call it? Would you call...
It's supposedly
I
the
guess...
hind quarter of a pig, so basically the leg.
Well, all right. So, like the hoof, right? Whether it's a horse or a pig or a cow, right? You know, the hoof. Do you call that hands or feet?
Front hoof's the hands, back hoof's the feet.
That's how you would do it?
Yeah.
Well, then why do they say 4 legs? They have 4 legs.
It's me.
If that's the case, then they'd say they have 2 hands, 2 legs, 2 arms, 2 legs. Because they walk in unison with each other, all 4.
I guess it's the whole 4 legs good, 2 legs bad scenario.
No, I mean, like, oh, it's a 4-legged creature. So they're saying it's legs.
Right. The whole joke, if you ever read Animal Farm, it's 4 legs good, 2 legs bad.
Nope, never did. Ooh, up and in the Cody Bellinger, ball 1. No?
It's a political allegory of how Russia goes from Leninistic communism to Stalinistic communism and basically falls apart.
So the Boston Red Sox City Connect uniform contains no color red.
I mean, I get it. It's basically to pay homage to the monster out and left. But then again, their last City Connect uniform didn't have any red in it.
I think if you're the Red Sox, you should have some red in your uniform.
Just saying, I'm not wrong about their previous uniform not having any red in it either.
I don't remember what it looks like. Oh no, the yellow and blue, right? The yellow and blue.
Right.
Right. Yeah, but that's just because the Red Sox are dummies. So
they already have red alternative uniforms.
yeah, but your name is the Red Sox. You should have some semblance of red in your uniform. Cody Bellinger flies out to center field for the first out. Anthony Volpe comes in hitting 244. Flyers won the center field. That's going to Duncan for a base hit. Yankees got their first hit and first base runner. So bring up Jason Dominguez. Hold on a second. Oh, one count to Dominguez. Popped up at foul territory. It's in play. Makes the catch. Says the Yankees are the king of foul ball pop-ups.
You're killing me, Smalls. Who would you consider to be the Yankees version of Smalls from the Sandlot?
Nobody. Who would they have? Hold on.
Well, at least the Stanley Cup final has been interesting. 5-4 overtime win for the Oilers last night. Game 5 is tomorrow night. Game 6 on Tuesday. If it comes down to it, Game 7 on Friday.
What a comeback, huh? 3-0.
The only thing that doesn't make this as stinging as last year for the Panthers is at least it was in one game, not a single series. Right?
What do you mean?
Last year, the Panthers almost blew a 3-0 series lead.
Oh, okay.
This year, they blew a 3-0 lead in a single game and lost.
Full count to LeMahieu.
To best 5 out of 9, they also would have lost.
Who they beat in the finals last year?
Edmonton. This is a rematch this year.
Oh, repeat, right. I forgot. I don't. When my teams get eliminated from the playoffs, I just stop watching, except for football.
Oh.
Yankees get eliminated from the ALCS or before that, I don't watch the World Series. Fouled away. Count remains full. I don't like this Yankees lineup. Mets.
You see the roster lineup tonight. Let's see. Goldschmidt, Rice, Judge, Bellinger, Volpe, Dominguez, LeMahieu, Wells, Peraza. Is it just the order of how it's configured, not so much the hitters?
No, it's the hitters. Like I don't like the low batting averages, low on base percentages. I don't like it.
I just don't like the way it's configured. Why not have Rice lead off instead of Goldie?
I think they wanted to do a right left situation.
Damn you and analytics, Boone.
You know, they try to stagger the lineup as best they can, regardless of who's hitting where. I mean, you can't put two lefties back to back or two righties. Oh, because you're worried about relief pitcher matchups in the 7th, 8th inning. Like, come on, dude.
What's the logic in that?
The logic is like that. Oh, if you want to, like, let's say you have a lefty specialist, right? Oh, you want to burn your lefty specialist for one batter? Go ahead.
Especially by rule, you have to use it for 3.
For who?
When the new rules basically mean you're basically forced to stick with that for 3 batters at minimum.
Right. Well, because that takes a lot of time, then that's what baseball wanted to get rid of. Well, you could throw it to one batter, but it has to end the inning. You know what I mean? Like if he ends the inning, then he doesn't have to come back out. So the Yankees are going with 3 lefties in a row this series. Trevor Story leading off the second for the Boston Red Sox. Comes in hitting .230 with 9 homers, 34 RBIs. This guy's been a bust of a big signing, huh?
Yep.
I remember they were talking about the Yankees trying to get him. Or, in free agency, like, oh, Yankees might try to get Trevor Story. But it's one of those classic things. Take them out of Colorado, and then what do you got?
Look at what happened to Nolan Arenado in St. Louis.
Yeah, it's like beware of your Colorado. And he loops a base hit into center field. Exactly like cookie cutter. Same thing as Volpe's hit. Same exact hit. Well, do you know why I think a lot of those averages are inflated in Colorado?
The altitude?
Well, no, I remove that. I mean, it has something to do with it, but not totally.
No.
Because of the altitude, they've moved the fences are deep, right?
Yes.
Like 347 or 345 down the lines or 350, whatever the hell it is, right? Down the lines. It's just deep everywhere to compensate for the air.
Or
so that means or the lack of it, right? But I'm talking about for the altitude, right? So that means there's a lot more ground to cover for the outfielders. True?
Yep.
So that means they can't just play normal. They have to cover a lot more ground. Like if they have, let's say they have to back up, split the difference between the field and the fence.
Mm-hmm.
So balls that would be caught in other stadiums drop in for hits. So it inflates their batting averages. And then not to mention.
Be right back. Mom wants some chips.
Okay. We'll bring Mets back when he rejoins us. Get some shapes. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Strike 3, but Austin Wells drops the ball. So Trevor Story is going to get a stolen base, and Toro is going to strike out. I don't know if you Yankee fans out there like Austin Wells, but I'm not the biggest fan of him. Not a fan of the 228 batting average. Doesn't throw out many runners. Just like another defensively subpar Yankee catcher. Sure, he's got power, but would you rather 25 homers from your catcher and hit 220, or would you rather 13 homers and hit 290? You know, there's Cedane Rafaela. Up the middle, base hit. Story's going to come around the score. Boston takes a 1-0 lead. Base hit comes in handy. The stolen base comes in handy from Trevor Story. Just playing around with that. Yarbrough forgot to cover right away. He did a little bit later, but. Oh, and they got him picked off. Tries to steal right away. So Boston's looking to run. Trying to manufacture another run. He didn't get big of a lead. But he went on first movement, and Yarbrough picks him off. So 2 down. Campbell flares one into left field. Jason Dominguez on the run, makes the catch. So that'll do it. But blue base hit, stolen base, and a single up the middle is enough to get the run in for the Red Sox. So they head into the third. Top 3, 1-0 Red Sox. Did you get yourself chips or your mama chips?
My mom. I just had to go take a piss after I got back down here.
You know, kind of chips.
Munchos.
Munchos. Are those the ones that are shaped like a horn?
No, those are bugles. Munchos are basically thicker versions of potato chips. There's a couple of commercials involving the Muppets from the late 60s. Basically, there's this one guy talking about Munchos, and there's basically a Cookie Monster prototype looking for Munchos and then snacking on them. Sent in the private chat.
I think if I click on it, it might take me out of the stream. Actually, I could do this. Oh, put fantasy football up for me.
Just skip the ad.
Thicker than potato chips. So they're crispy.
I mean, how old are these?
55 years old at max. The late 60s, commercial from the late 60s.
I could tell.
I mean, Ensign didn't get a start with Sesame Street. He got to start doing Salmon Friends and then later various television commercial ads.
Austin Wells strikes out swinging. Bring up Peraza. 2-1 count.
Trust me, the most sadistic he ever got was with the Wilkins coffee commercials in the 50s.
You said sadistic?
The setup is two Muppets, one named Wilkins, who's addicted to Wilkins coffee, and Wonkins, a Muppet that hates it, and anytime he says no to a cup, Wilkins basically horrifically mutilates him. Shoots him, crushes him, stabs him, blows him up, throws him out of a tree, knocks him off a building, has him get stepped on, pummeled with a hammer.
Chris in the house says, F Boston, go Yankees, go Bills. What's up, Chris?
Eating a
What's up, Johnny Ratcliffe? Chilling, sir. Peraza works a walk. 1 out here in the 3rd.
Grab another of these.
I mean, each commercials are only like 10 seconds long.
What is
The Wilkins commercials,
10 seconds long?
each. There's a compilation of them.
Goldschmidt drives one to right center field. They're going to catch it at the warning track. Ross is going to have to race back to first base.
Just because of just how many of them there are.
That's probably a home run in Yankee Stadium. Back to, well, Goldschmidt was top lineup.
Never tasted it.
Inside pass. What was that? What'd you say?
That wasn't me. That's the ads I'm playing.
Mets, are you good with like trajectories and math and stuff? I mean, you do have a degree in engineering, right?
Yeah, but I've never been big on trajections. I usually tend to be a good bit off.
So we were talking yesterday, but late night, some of the guys, and trying to get the distance of a home run I hit when I was younger, teenager. So I have an idea of where it landed, but I'm not sure. But based on the parents and people in the stands that had a better view in left field, trying to figure it out. Soft ground ball up the middle. Rice is going to ground out the end of the inning. So I'm trying to figure out, like, I like I found the field a long time ago on Google Earth, so I'm trying to like segment together distances from point A to point B. You know what I mean? Try to piece together the total distance. But they don't have a tool to discern that.
Ah.
Bottom of the third coming up for Boston, back to the top of the L lineup with Russ, Snyder, Devers, and Gonzalez. For them, Crochet still only at 37 pitches through 3 innings. Not good. So Stanton's working out. He played in with Somerset, and then now he worked out today at Yankee Stadium. But now he's going to go back and play another game with Somerset. I don't. Why didn't he just stay in? Why didn't he just stay in New Jersey?
Not me.
But you're supposed to know these things.
I guess just wants to see if he's ready to get back there or something. I don't know.
Brother McAteer in the house. What's up, Mac? Mac, I did an escape room, but it was a weird escape room. Wasn't really that type of thing. But I found one that I wanted to try.
Where at?
Or maybe after the game. No, on the VR headset. Do you have an Oculus?
No, I do not.
Maybe you should get one. Are you a gamer?
Used to be.
You just don't like to play games anymore?
I mean, when everything's just basically turned to a damn RPG, what's the point?
Not necessarily. I like RPGs.
I'm just saying that if you keep using the same formula for your games, it gets rigid and stale. It doesn't.
I'm a storyline guy. Rest night, it pops up to DJ LeMahieu at second base for the first out. It's going to bring up Rafael Devers, Yankee killer extraordinaire. Brother McAteer. Links in the chat. Anybody dares call in and face Mets 2128. Mets, is there A reason for the 2-1-2-8?
No, just something I threw together.
Okay, so no significance.
Yeah.
Okay. 2-0 count here to Devers. McIntyre says, I'm down to try the escape room. My daughter's going to help me make a character so I don't use hers. Okay. I know every time I see McIntyre in the virtual world, it's like a chick. Like looking at McIntyre as a girl. Like, dude. Foul ball to Devers. Full count. Why does Devers always look like a chipmunk? He's either got a ton of tobacco in his mouth or a ton of seeds. Soft ground ball to third baseman who's actually playing shortstop. He does hustle down the line, but gets thrown out. 2 down. It's going to bring up Romy Gonzalez. Got to find a game, McIntyre, though, that you can go in together and play. Super Hot Girlfriend says, Gute Nacht, which means good night. Gute Nacht, mein Hübscher. Sehr schön.
And the Rays draw first blood on the Mets.
Oh, Red Sox drew first blood in the Yankees.
Jonathan Aranda, third 0-2 slider that didn't slide deep enough, middle in on the plate, and he crushed it for 380 feet to right field.
Sounds so sad. Little infield ground ball. Peraza picks it up, tries to throw. Ooh, bang, bang play. They call him safe. Little infield cheap hit. McIntyre says, go Yankees. Just got home from work in the gym. Might go live in the chat later. I'm burnt. Gonna make something to eat and listen to you guys. All right, holla at your boy, homie. No, chill, relax, decompress. Say hi to your fam. It's actually like a good play. Like I just hustled. So it's going to bring up Carlos Narvaez. 2 down here, runner on first. Hole 1 count. Mets, what's the second one you sent?
That's the Wilkins ads.
Oh, okay. That's what's your favorite food?
Nah, I don't think I have much of a favorite one nowadays.
No?
Really.
Popped up to the shortstop. Volpe makes the catch, and that'll do it. So no runs a hit, 1 left on. At the end of 3, Red Sox still up, 1-0. For the Yankees in the top of the 4th, they're going to bring up Judge, Bellinger, and Volpe, followed by Dominguez, LeMahieu, and Wells. Hopefully it gets that far. All right, Mets. If if you were told that you were going to be struck down by the good Lord tonight for no reason other than so you could just hang out with him upstairs, and you could pick anything you wanted to eat for your last night on Earth, what would it be?
Probably a plate full of sushi.
A plate full of sushi. So that's your favorite food?
Yes.
Now with sushi, do you use soy sauce?
No,
Do you use wasabi?
not really. I mean, I'll use pickled ginger, but it's a bit finicky.
I use all three, but I least amount on the ginger. But I always I take the soy sauce and I put the wasabi, and I'll mix them together to make like a paste.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use it that way. But otherwise, I like it with wasabi.
Mm.
What's your favorite sushi?
Either fried spicy tuna or octopus.
Okay. Macatera says, I didn't watch the review yet, but I will. How was the Popeye spicy chicken wrap?
Blech.
Too
I
spicy?
No, it's just the chicken was buried too deep in the wrap. And most of the crunch came from the pickle. The spice was there, but everything else was just blech.
He says, damn. Swing and a miss by Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge's been slumping the last few days. I know he had 3 games in a row with home runs, but his at bats in the last couple games have been like, I mean, he hit the home run. It just seems like he's off a little bit. Like strike 3 pitches, 3 up, 3 down. Wow. 3 up, 3 pitches, 3 strike 3. Cody Bellinger, ground ball to second base. Gets back to first. The second out. This is like they just look so bad. McAteer says, I was really hoping it was good because it would be something I'd like to eat from Popeyes. I'm always looking for that when I
Out
go
of
out
the
to eat.
3 wraps, from what I understand, the one that's the most decent is the honey mustard wrap. Know what I mean?
I don't really eat Popeyes.
I mean, from what I understand, out of the 3 wraps that they released, the one I've heard is the best is the honey mustard one.
No, I guess it's a preference, right?
Mm-hmm.
Crochet's just throwing strikes. Yankees just can't hit him. He's thrown 45 pitches. 30 of them have been strikes. And the Yankees are just striking out like they normally do.
How the Sox get their run? A single, a double?
A single, a stolen base, and another single. Volpe goes down like a chump, swinging at a breaking ball way in front of the plate. It's like he's guessing up there. Yankees are not. The Yankees are not bringing. They're not bringing it at all.
Neither of the Mets. I mean, whoever the
Max says, okay, I will definitely try that one, Mets. Thanks for the heads up. I like honey mustard.
How are the Mets making Taj Bradley looking good? How? You know what I mean?
I didn't hear what you said.
How are the Mets making Taj Bradley look competent?
I don't know who that is.
The Rays pitcher.
Yeah, I never heard of him. Anthony skies one to left field on the warning track. Dominguez makes the catch in front of the green monster. One down.
Show me some damn discipline at the plate. You're swinging at every damn pitch. And most of them are that damn split finger pitch Bradley is throwing.
Story hits one in the hole. Wow, what a play by Volpe and Goldschmidt with the scoop. Wow, bro, he was running into the outfield.
Soto's never gotten a hit on.
Ground ball, nice snag from the outfield grass, turns, body fires mostly accurately to Goldschmidt, and Goldschmidt scoops it wide. And he gets him by more than a full step.
Base hit for Soto. Let's see how far he goes with it.
What was that?
Infield hit again. Seriously?
You take him how you get him.
And they're saying it's a fielding error. Pete, why'd you chase a cutter low and in the dirt? Just how is this a strike? It's well too far in, and it's not even touching the damn strike zone. Who's he up in this game? Ryan Addison. Oh, 1-1. Thank you. Yes. Oh!
Would you stub your toe?
No, Pete got hit. This one got him near the head. Or almost hit him. And he makes him pay for it with a double. So it almost hit Alonso. Nimmo, just get it into the outfield, okay? I mean, Jeff, just get it into the outfield, all right? Just get it into the damn outfield.
Yassine says, what's up, Yassine? You heard that the Yankees are offering third base application to guys that have no experience in the MLB and outsiders off the street, Murdo. You might have a chance at the deadline. Well, I'm a lefty, so I don't think I could ever play third base effectively.
Yeah, you'd be better off at first or on the cold corner side. You'd be better off on the cold corner.
Well, I was a right fielder and center fielder in college, but probably a better right fielder because of my arm. But I'll look into that, Yassine. Maybe I can get my old ass out there. Lando in the house. What's up, Mike? How you doing? How's the health? How you feeling? How's the pleurisy?
How you doing, Calrissian?
There you go. Waiting to hear from you. Dominguez with a ground ball. Third baseman cuts off the shortstop, turns, fires high and wide, and Dominguez hustles it out and is safe. So it's probably going to be a thrown error on the third baseman. Probably shouldn't have tried to cut off the shortstop.
Yeah, the bull gets an E5 on that.
Do you believe in ghosts? I mean, ghosts.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts. If I was,
Kind of believe in ghosts.
What are you gonna call?
Margot. Oh, low and away. I mean, the DJ LeMahieu 1-0 count.
2-0 pitch to McNeil.
Let's go, DJ. Yankees better move some runners.
Come on, Squirrel, just get it into the
Do I think ghosts are real? Potentially. Dominguez takes off for second. In there, safe. Dominguez is safe. It's his 9th stolen base of the year.
2-1 pitch.
All fixed up, says Lando. Great. That's awesome. Doing great, my brothers. Cool. That's cool. Now, are you good for moving forward, or is this something you have to keep tabs on? Like permanent medication. That's what my pops is on, permanent. Well, they could take him off, but what's the point?
3-1 McNeil.
LeMay smacks one in the hole and past second base into right field. Dominguez is going to hold up, which is smart because we have nobody out here in the 5th inning.
Throwing the fact how shallow the outfield is in Fenway Park.
What's that?
Throwing how shallow Fenway's outfield is.
Well, it's only shallow to down to left field. It's not shallow everywhere else.
Well, I mean, it seems like on a TV screen glance.
Right field is very, very deep, except for down the line.
Well, I mean, it's just that when you get a base hit that goes into the middle of any of the fields at Fenway, it feels like you can't risk running from second to the plate. Unless it's a straight hit, unless it's a hit and run.
Do you believe in places or buildings are haunted in real life? Less with the haunted stuff.
Besides, we know they say there's plenty of them down in Louisiana.
Would you go into that haunted house in Louisiana?
Or hotel?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Would you be scared?
Perhaps.
Lando says he's all good, but need tabs. Yeah, keep tabs on it. Okay, yeah. But that's good, though, that it's not, like, debilitating, like, moving forward. Meds for other things.
Low pitch to Marte.
Well, it's good news, though, Mike. All right, good to see you. We're wondering how you were doing. Yassine says MLB and MB players say that the Pfister Hotel in Milwaukee is haunted.
Tie game, infield hit by Marte.
And
It ricocheted off Bradley's leg to Caballero, but he dropped the handle, so it's tied at 1. So the Mets get the run they coughed up back.
Austin Wells strikes out yet again.
On a foul tip.
On a foul tip. So now
chasing a sweeper low and away.
So now we're in a double play scenario. So first and second, nobody out, and you strike out. God. Oh man, I want to curse so bad about this team.
Looks like Bradley got hurt on the ricochet.
Pitcher?
Yeah. For Tampa. And Peraza goes down swinging.
Oh, well.
Chase
Oh my God, this team drives me crazy.
Chase 97 high cheese.
Max says, do you believe in the Greek gods and Titans like Cronus? I do not. Thank you, Brother Morale. No problem, brother.
Pantheon of Olympus were a bunch of you-knows.
Bunch of what?
What am I pointing to?
Your lap?
In the legs.
Veins?
4-letter D word. Well, 5 count S.
In between your legs?
Yeah.
Oh. Now the Titans are a bunch of D's?
So are the Pantheon. So is the entire Pantheon of Olympus.
Yeah, but he's asking if they were real. I don't think they were real.
I don't think they were either. But if they were, many of them were a bunch of a-holes.
Why is that?
They viewed us mortals having any form of joy in life basically an affront to them. So what do? They screwed with us. Zeus being the worst with how promiscuous he was.
What is the scariest video game you've ever played? I think there was a game called like Pi. It was like a beta game. I think that was pretty scary.
Okay, sack fly.
It was like a maze escape room of hauntedness.
That's good.
Um,
Tyrone. Hustle down the line. You got on. Good. For me, I'd have to say it's one of the games that I do own a copy of.
It was made by that Japanese game developer, Yoshi or something like that. That's what you got, a secret compartment? Slow chopper to shortstop. Goldschmidt. Oh, man, Goldschmidt doesn't hustle out the last part of that.
Under the flag. I think the scariest one I own is this one.
Dante's Inferno. Okay.
Either that or it's Arkham Asylum with the Scarecrow sections.
No, he doesn't. I never played Halo or Gears of War.
But I mean, just look at the shit on the back of this. I mean, the crap on the back of this.
Yeah.
I mean, you're literally forced to go through hell. Basically, it's a retelling of the first segment of the poem where it twists some of the elements.
So the Yankees pooped the bed. First and third, nobody out, can't score. What else is new? 2 strikeouts and an infield grounder.
Well, again, it's either Dante's Inferno that's the scariest game I own, or it's the Scarecrow segments from Arkham Asylum. Again, the one game I want to play that is scary is FNAF.
There was a game. There was a game you've seen that was like a free demo on the PlayStation Network like 6-7 years ago, maybe longer.
You're that guy.
I think it was called like Pi, or it was some weird name. It was by a Japanese game developer who was famous. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but he was like famous for like horror movies. I should say like Hideo Nakajima, something like that. I think his name was Hideo.
He did the Metal Gear games.
No, I don't know. Whatever, Yoshi. I don't know. I forgot his name. But anyway, it was a beta. It was like a demo game of a full game to come out. And hold on. Name that Yankee. He was a Red Sox from 66, 71, Milwaukee 72 to 76, back to the Red Sox for 2 years. Then the Royals that year, and then the Yankees. Wow. Almost had 2,000 hits. I couldn't study the stats well enough. But basically, you're just like, you're in like this hallway of a house or like a hotel, investigating a murder or something like that, and like the phone rings and you get told a message, and it's like keep running around in circles down these hallways, but like something changes after a certain amount of times. It's very crazy. It's definitely crazy. So, but you know, every now and then a monster will creep out or like flash lightning. It's not us. I don't remember it exactly. Have you ever played Hitman or Assassin's Creed? I played more Hitmans than Assassin's Creed. I did play both. I enjoyed Hitman.
I did play Assassin's Creed, but I stopped after Black Flag.
Yeah, I didn't get all the Assassin's Creeds. I think I just got like one. Ratcliffe says, "This is why I'm so happy the Sox traded some good young prospects for a true ace."
I didn't start playing. Grant, I didn't start playing Assassin's Creed until I got my hands on 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know if Crochet's a true ace, but he's definitely a good. It's definitely a good pitcher. I don't know if it's true ace.
Because in my view, once Desmond was removed from the story equation, Assassin's Creed went downhill for me. Didn't bug me. Once everything moved to Gen 8 consoles, Unity was buggy and loaded with glitches. Syndicate got tedious with how cramped you were in. And then when you get to the Layla Hassan trilogy, it just turns into overkill RPGs. Some we don't need. Know what I mean?
Hmm?
And even worse now with Mirage and Shadows. Ubisoft had one chance to get away from especially with the last three games in the series, three of the last 4 games in the series. They had the one chance to get out of its own way and stop with the political progressive activism by making the character you play canonically female and a female, LGBT, or both. And with Shadows, they did that crap again.
I just when I learn things like that, I just don't participate in the game. Donnie in the house. What's up, Donnie? Salute to the chat. Ratcliffe says he's a true ace. I don't see that. I mean, that's your opinion. That's okay. But if you see him as one, I just don't. I think he's a good pitcher. I don't see him as an ace. No big deal. Donnie says Crochet is no Max Fried. Ain't that the truth? Preach, brother.
Too bad Max ain't pitching until Sunday.
It's not a knock on Crochet either. Before you get your panties in a bunch, I just don't see him as a true ace. That's like it's a strong statement to make. Just because he's a good pitcher doesn't make everybody an ace. Carlos Rodon is a good pitcher, but Carlos Rodon is not an ace.
Another game's going on right now. Colorado's up 4-1 on Atlanta, top 4. Pittsburgh beat Chicago 2-1. Philadelphia's up on Toronto 5-0. Rain delay in DC 6-2 Miami. No score in Baltimore between them and the Angels. 3-1 Detroit over Cincinnati. Bottom 4. Texas up 1-0 on Chicago. A's and Royals just got started. Scoreless through half an inning. Bags loaded 2 out in Houston against Minnesota. Haddock facing Cam Smith.
Fly ball down the line in right field. It's going to hit foul. Right by the pesky pole.
And Mets up 2-1 over Tampa at top 5.
All that to walk this guy. Come on, bruh. Christian Campbell walks. Another fast guy on base. Yarbrough's already at 70 pitches here in the bottom of the 5th.
I mean, I have played at least 2 of the God of War games, albeit the PSP games. Know what I mean?
Yeah. I would never play a PSP. I'll never play like a Nintendo Switch or I don't like those consoles.
You're not big on handhelds, right?
No, I'm not big on handhelds.
Fair enough. I mean, Chains of Olympus, you're basically forced to help the gods solve the disappearance of Helios. And it turns out that Hades' wife Persephone abducted him and then made a deal with Atlas to bring the world crashing down on it. Break down the world, destroy the world pillar. Then you have to kill Persephone at the expense of never getting to see your daughter in the fields of Elysium again and forcing Atlas to hold up the sky.
Okay.
While in Ghost of Sparta, you're basically on a mission to find and recover your brother Deimos from the domain of Thanatos, the primordial of death. And the gods have no desire to help you on this one.
Ratcliffe says Chains of Olympus was way too easy.
What's your opinion of Ghost of Sparta? Of course, granted, the latter game takes place in between the original God of War and God of War 2, where after Kratos opens the box, the Pantheon of Olympus is infected with the evils from the Great War. Or that Zeus stuck in the box.
Truas was somewhat difficult. Russ Snyder shoots one to right field. It's going to dunk in right in front of Aaron Judge's face. What?
Can't argue. GOS is only somewhat difficult if you bump the
Come on, Judge.
If you bump the difficulty up to either Titan or God mode, it's a pain in the ass in the tail just to get out of Olympus and get out of Atlantis. 3 was the hardest one on Chaos. I always heard 2 was the hardest. Oh, but God of War 2 had the best story. Yeah, GOW3's biggest weakness was its overly simplistic plot. Know what I mean?
I don't play those games, but what I have done is watch the cutscene movies on YouTube.
So have I.
It's like 6 to 10 hours.
You mean
I'm telling you, Mets, go watch all the Mortal Kombats. It's like watching a great movie.
I have. I mean, I own all of the second timeline trilogy for Xbox. So I played.
I think they started over like Mortal Kombat 1 again.
Actually, that's pretty much dead. A third timeline trilogy is pretty much dead. A lot of people hated MK1, despite critics giving glowing reviews, because it basically means that everything that happened in the second timeline was worth nothing, and they're just basically taking what was the aftermath.
Well, don't tell me about it. The last thing I saw was them with the hourglass. That's the last one I saw. There's another game that has come out, right? So I have to watch that one. Don't blow with me. You're talking about the new one that came out, MK1?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna watch it.
Trust me, you're not gonna like it.
I'm gonna like it.
You're not.
Okay.
It's
What?
5 If you include the DLC story content, it's basically 6 hours of what you went through in the second trilogy meant nothing because we're just going to rewrite all the characters again.
So they're repeating it?
Well, alterations based on what Liu Kang wanted how Liu Kang wanted things to be organized. But then
Oh, whatever.
someone is interfering with it to tweak it to their liking from outside his timeline.
All right, but don't blow it for me. You're giving me a little bit too much information. I'll watch it.
They wrote themselves into a corner, so they rebooted the franchise for a third time in 4 games. Yeah, introducing the Hourglass in 11 was a dumb idea. Know what I mean?
What'd they do? They broke the hourglass?
Introducing it in MK, the idea of the Hourglass in 11 was a stupid idea.
1-2 count to Devers. Got him looking right down the middle. 89-mile-an-hour fastball. Guess he was looking for a different pitch. 2 down, runners on first and second for the Red Sox. Can't argue that one. Right down the middle.
Come on, Frankie, whack it.
That's going to do it for Ryan Yarbrough. Loizaga is going to come into the game. So Yarbrough goes 4 2/3, 4 hits, 1 run. It's earned. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Drops his ERA to 3.96. But he is responsible for the 2 runners on base. Loizaga comes in with a 4.09 ERA. Colorado beating Atlanta 4-1. Jeez. Break up the Rockies.
And they had to come back from 7-3 down yesterday to win 8-7 on the final pitch of the game.
I agree with Ratcliffe from the other night. Stop ruining a historic season by winning.
And again, the
Alistair Black back in WWE and the crowd's going mild.
It means they don't really care about it.
He's been back.
Well, I mean, it's that whole deal with, oh, great, he's back, he'll do something, and then they do nothing with him, and then it causes the crowd to go mild. Kind of the same thing they've done with Rusev.
Well, Rusev shouldn't have been brought back. But Alistair, for sure. They should never let him go. He should have been the surprise entrant instead of Joe Hendry for Randy Orton.
Like they should have brought him back sooner for the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but even if they didn't.
And speaking of Joe Hendry, there's only one way the TNA title gets away from NXT and back to TNA where it belongs.
Ratcliffe says, to be fair, Mets, he sucks. Alistair Black does not suck.
It's just he's not written properly.
It's one of my favorites. Randy Orton said he wanted to face Joe Hendry at WrestleMania. Well, that's ridiculous. 0-2 count to Romy Gonzalez.
And Lindor gets walked.
Strike three, leave Gonzalez down.
What do you
And
think?
the
What do you think is one of the dumbest homage characters for a wrestler?
homage?
Yeah, like where they basically pay tribute to a past wrestler by mimicking them.
Maybe Jinder Mahal and the Iron Sheik.
I would have said the whole Black Machismo bit with Jay Lethal. His TNA run from 07 to 10.
Black Machismo. Was he trying to be
The
Scott
Macho.
Hall?
Yes.
Oh, I thought one of the best promos was him doing Ric Flair, and Ric Flair was in the ring, and they were wooing each other back and forth.
That was after he ditched the Black Machismo gimmick.
Okay, but that was hysterical. Racco says, AB sucks copious amounts of sucking at Wrestling Juice.
I mean, sure. Jay could get the pitch of the Macho Man down. It's just that I just found it a little goofy. Know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's I like the Ric Flair one. I'm gonna be honest, wasn't a TNA guy. I watched it here and there, but I wasn't like a weekly viewer ever.
I was up until Hogan took over, or until Dixie went heel, and I was just like, you know what? Screw this. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I tuned out AEW about a year ago.
I more or less tuned out AEW like 3 or 4 years ago when the app I was using to watch it got shut down.
It was on TV. It was on regular TV.
I was using an app that served as like a multi-global TV like dish setup to watch it, and it got shut down for pirating cricket games. No joke.
Murdoch, how do you feel about WrestleMania being in Vegas next, but it will be in WrestleMania? I think you wrote that wrong, but how do I feel about WrestleMania being in Vegas next year?
Again.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that I don't care either way. It doesn't matter.
I mean, the last time we had back-to-back WrestleManias in the same location was during the COVID scamdemic.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool that they move it around, but it really don't matter to me. They really move it to the same X amount of spots. Like, I think every 10th year, they make sure they go back to the Garden, right? Or New York?
Around New York. But ever since 23, they've been doing more in outdoor venues.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, they've almost been exclusively in outdoor venues.
Well, bigger stadiums, fit more people.
Right, with the exception of 36 because of the COVID scandemic. And yes, I did see Tiffany Stratton's first pitch in the game against Washington yesterday. Way over the head of the plate.
Yeah. It was a bad throw.
Yeah, when she's on the mound, it's not Tiffy time.
They haven't been to the Garden since 04 and 07, and since 07 it's been in a stadium.
That's what I meant.
They go to New York, but they're in New York, like New York, New Jersey, I guess.
The last time it was the last indoor WrestleMania aside, if you don't count the scamdemic one, WrestleMania 22 in Chicago.
It should be in an outdoor stadium.
I'm just saying.
Come on, that's way outside. This umpire sucks, man. Just put Judge in a bad count.
And usually they were smart in spacing those out in the early years. The only times WrestleMania was in an outdoor venue from the first 15 or 16 WrestleManias was WrestleMania 3 at the Silverdome, right?
Yeah.
WrestleMania 8 in the Hoosier Dome. You know, technically it's a dome, but still it was an outdoor stadium, correct?
I'm sorry, say it again?
WrestleMania 8 at the Hoosier Dome.
Okay.
Right? WrestleMania 9 at Caesar's Palace for one reason or another. Or whatever hotel that was that they did a documentary on recently. Which made no sense. Know what I mean? I mean, I get playing into the Roman imperial gimmick with everyone in togas, having elephants, vultures, camels, etc. But it was stupidly bad. Right?
Yeah, they do bad gimmicks.
Well, I mean, WrestleMania 9 as a whole was bad. Is what I was getting at. Then WrestleMania 17 in the Astrodome. WrestleMania 6 in the Sky Dome. I forgot about that one. Right?
That's where the Sky Dome was Hogan and Warrior, no?
Yeah. And then Rock versus Hulk 12 years later.
Cody Bellinger.
And then WrestleMania 19 in Seattle at Safeco, or T-Mobile as it's called now.
Yassine says, I remember 50 Cent throwing the first pitch for the Mets. He emeralded it too. Mania 22 was in Chicago.
Yeah.
Luke Crown Ball was second base. What the fricker?
It was the last indoor WrestleMania in history.
Aaron Judge is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts and struck out in his pitch hitting role yesterday. So he struck out his last 4 at bats. The Yankees have 5 strikeouts through 6 innings. I'm sorry, 7 strikeouts in the first 6 innings. 2 hits.
Of course, the next wrestling event I'm going to is an indie one next month, July 25th at Truist Field, which is basically the Charlotte Knights ballpark, which is the White Sox AAA team. And one of the major guests, it's the man called Sting. I only ran into him once recently.
Never really was a fan of Sting.
I mean, I ran into him at WrestleCade, but he just walked by me, and I didn't even get him to do the scream. Yeah, you needed a separate ticket to get a photograph and autograph with him because he's one of the marquee names that shows up periodically at the convention. You know what I mean?
Radcliffe says, what's the best WrestleMania ever, and why is it 17?
Because as bad as it was in hindsight, the heel turn by Austin, there were subtle hints that he was desperate to get the title back. If that meant selling his soul to Vinnie Mac, so be it. Throw in the match quality. Right, Murdoch?
Well, I don't. You guys have a much better memory than I do about all these individual.
I mean, especially the Spot Fest that was TLC 2.
Yassine says, I think WrestleMania 40 in Philly, where it was very cold at night, 40 degrees outdoors, might be the reason we won't host a WrestleMania outdoors for a while. No, they just might keep it more West Coast. I don't.
Or it's
no.
Either West Coast or Deep South after next year.
No, I could see them going back to MetLife. You've ever been to WrestleMania in person? 2.
No.
I went to 1 and 2.
Never been. The closest to a quote-unquote WrestleMania I've gone to is TNA's Bound for Glory back in 2015. And Alonzo goes down swinging with the bags loaded. USOB.
Narvaez pops up to the corner and left. Dominguez, wow, makes the catch in fair territory. He thought he was going to run to the wall because there's literally like almost no foul territory in Fenway. Well, Wise goes like, always an adventure in left field with Dominguez. I'm surprised that you've never been to WrestleMania 20, 29, 35. Talking about, all New York, tri-state area. Because I'm not paying stupid amounts of money to go watch a wrestling event. I'm just not doing it. At least not for myself. I did take my girlfriend to a SmackDown in Tampa.
I went to a Raw at the Spectrum back in February.
Yeah. I went to SmackDown a couple years ago in Tampa, the Amalie Arena, where the Lightning play. But that's because she never been to a live wrestling event. So I took her to one. But yeah, even if you go get to the cheap seats, where I don't think it's worth it, they're still expensive. And
the Mets are about to squander a golden opportunity. They've only gotten one run on 3 walks, an error, and the bags are loaded with 2 out in the 5th.
BetLife had 2 WrestleManias?
No, I'm saying the Mets are about to squander an opportunity here.
No, I'm talking about this message.
No. Oh, yeah, it did.
29 and 35, both of them were at MetLife?
Yeah.
Strike 3, Anthony goes down. Why is it so easy to hate the Red Sox? It's so easy.
Because they're as obnoxious as Pacer fans. Victim complex from the Bambino curse.
Yeah. Ratcliffe says he went on Vince's plane.
There we go.
Are you one of his side piece chicks? Ground ball. Peraza takes it over, throws to first in time. So the Red Sox go down 1-2-3.
2-run single. Mets are now up 5-1 on Tampa.
Big series out in LA between the Giants and Dodgers kicking off tonight.
Yeah, if San Francisco had won yesterday, these 2 teams would have been tied for the division. But instead, they let hubris do them in, giving up, excuse me, fought and set 6 runs over the last 4 innings of the game after they were up 7-2 after 5.
Okay. What's your favorite WrestleMania stage?
I don't know.
I don't really have one.
One place I wish they do WrestleMania is Bank of America Stadium. I'd even beg WWE senior official Charles Robinson if he can convince Trips to do it.
What is that, Carolina Panthers home field?
Yeah. Mostly because Charles shows up at the horror conventions to help with the Saturday night charity auctions.
Mets are creaming Tampa. 5-1.
Know what I mean?
I do. You think you can get Charles Robinson to?
The problem is Chuck is not high enough in the pecking order to get Trips to do that. Despite the fact he and Chad Patton are WWE's big-time senior officials. You know what I mean?
Anthony Volpe leading off the top of the 7th. Mets, we're at an hour and 40 minutes. We're in the top of the 7th inning.
That's because it's been mostly a pitcher's game, and only a majority of screw-ups have been the major difference maker. Taylor goes down staring, and the Rays get out of the inning, but they give up 3 on 1 hit, 3 walks, an error.
Anthony Volpe loops one into left for a leadoff single. So Volpe has 2 of the 3 hits by the Yankees. Only the 12th base runner on the night for both teams combined.
Through 5 at Citi Field, it's the Mets 5, Tampa 1. I don't know what's up with Clay Holmes.
What up, Clancy? Who's pitching for Boston? Garrett Crochet. Dominguez fouls one away. Ratcliffe says it's almost time for Sweet Caroline. I hope Sweet Caroline gets
You know how much of a nuisance that song is when
her
Panthers
bunghole rearranged.
when the Panthers win games.
Hold on, I was in a thought. What'd you say?
You know how much of a pain that song is to hear when the Panthers win a football game at Bank of America?
They sing Sweet Caroline?
Yep.
Terrible song. Boston fans ruined it. Dominguez, Cookie caught a double play. Way to go. Way to hit us out of a damn inning, Dominguez. Yarborough started against Crochet. Nick in the house. What's up, Nicky?
And tomorrow it's Rodon against Dobbins. And Freed against Bello on Sunday.
Dominguez hit it hard, but he hit it right at the second baseman. Played it perfectly towards the shade of him up the middle. Ratcliffe says, then in the 8th, it's shipping up to Boston. So you guys got 2 obnoxious songs? Nick says, what's up, Mets?
Not much. I mean, still,
Jones
Shipping Up to Boston is a pain in the ass song. I mean, again, so is The Boys Are Back. What's the name of the band that does Shipping Out to Boston? Dropkick Nancy's or something?
Dropkick Murphys?
Yeah, Dropkick Murphys. I mean, then again, they are the genuine article Irish American rock band. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And Boston is bloated with Irish Americans.
It is. Or it used to be anyway. Yassine says McAfee was able to convince Triple H to bring WrestleMania to Indianapolis. I don't know if it's him. I think they go based on what's going to draw the most money and who's going to pay them to bring
the Royal Rumble.
It's all about money. They're not going to bring in a pay-per-view or PLE to a town because some jackass wants it there. I don't think he really has any pull like that.
I mean, if I had to grovel at trips to bring Mania to Charlotte just for the sake of the history of that this wrestling town, the lineage that Charlotte brings, I'll do it.
Would you do whatever it takes?
Yes. Looks like the Mets are going to go to Blackburn.
Thanks, my dog. Figured it was someone like him to have us with no runs. Yeah. Aaron Judge is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. And Garrett Crochet is only at 90 pitches. So he's had like a 6-pitch inning and an 8-pitch inning. Yeah, it's great. Drop pick Murphys. If it wasn't freezing doing Mania in the poop hole, and LeMay who lines out to right field. Known as the Cheatkus I think in Michigan would be their largest gate. Yeah, I actually was thinking about college stadiums like the Big House in Michigan. That's what he means. He's calling it the Cheat House in Michigan, meaning the Big House. Clint says, damn, but when you're hitting 390, about to have a bad game there. Yeah, he struck out 4 at-bats in a row going back to last night's pinch hitting. But he looked bad. He looked overmatched. I don't know. If he goes 0 for 3, fine, but he just looked bad in them. striking out on 3 pitches, late on 97. Ratcliffe woke up the entire village last night when he was snoring. Well, we couldn't tell for a while if he was sleeping or not. We just
Ian Hamilton coming in.
checked. He was. What's that?
Ian Hamilton coming on.
Why is it good in relief? Was I snoring that loud? No, I didn't hear you really snoring. You couldn't see your face anymore. You just saw your stomach go up and down, and the controller was on your stomach, so it was going with it. So I was like, well, he's not playing because the controller is on your stomach, and your head is back, so he's probably sleeping. Yassine says, I'm surprised that WWE hasn't hosted. I'm surprised that WWE hasn't hosted WrestleMania Minneapolis US Bank Stadium yet. It's new stadium too. Ha, John. Wasn't too bad. Funniest part was you waking up and grabbing your video game controller and continue to play it like nothing happened. That's true. That's true. You picked it up like John, did you fall asleep? And you're like, I think so. Garrett Crochet so far, 7 innings pitched, only 3 hits and 1 walk with 7 strikeouts. But he's still not an ace, Ratcliffe. He's just a good pitcher. Ian Hamilton comes on with a 5.06 ERA.
This is gambling at the worst time.
Here's Abraham Toro lead off the 7th.
Can we please get Blackburn off the mound? Something's wrong if he's been forced into this situation. Mendoza, why are you going out of your way with this dim-lit bullpen gamble?
Toro flies out weakly to center field. Bellinger makes the catch. 1 away. Ratcliffe says, I was playing God of War 3. Cerberus breeder fight on chaos difficulty.
Mets are about to give this lead right back into a draw because of a moronic bullpen gamble.
Clancy, do you have an Oculus headset? Me and McAteer have been playing it lately. Rafaela ground ball, third base. Peraza field, throws to first, 2 down. So 3 pitches, 2 outs. Mets. Crochet's at 91 pitches. Does he come out for the 8th?
Debatable.
Debatable? Yeah. Ratcliffe says, did you ever watch the God of War cutscene? I have.
Yes.
I don't know if there's a new game out, but I did watch because I was like, a couple of years ago, I was like, I never played God of War or this Kratos
Ragnarok
guy.
game is pretty tear-jerking. What are you doing, Blackburn?
Wow. Hamilton flares one to Judge, makes the catch. So, crazy. A 5-pitch inning for Ian Hamilton. Red Sox go down 1-2-3. 5 pitches. I thought when Crochet threw a 6-pitch first inning, I thought that was terrible for the Yankees. Hamilton throws a 5-pitch inning. And we're going to head to the top of the 8th. And we're at an hour and 49 minutes into this game. Craziness. Yassine says, what is your take on movies being based on video game storyline? It's cool if they do it right.
In most cases, they do it wrong.
Yeah, and mostly they do it wrong.
Plus, it doesn't work in live action.
You must be happy. You must be thrilled that
Minecraft bombed? Yes.
no, you must be thrilled that the Silver Surfer is now female.
I'm not.
I heard the Pedro Pascal is saying like she was always female or something like that. That's not true because Norin Rad is the Silver Surfer. Male. Movies are terrible at following great source material. Yeah, because they have to put their little spin on stuff.
Mendoza, did you go out of your way with a moronic gamble to bring in Blackburn?
I actually enjoyed the Hitman movies because I was a fan of the Hitman video games. They did like Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. They've done Uncharted. Austin Wells breaks his bat. Weak ground ball. Doesn't even run it out hard. One pitch, one out. Crochet is at 91 pitches. Now he's 92. You would think that they would try to get him to 100 and get him out of the game here in the 8th inning, but no.
Raza slop grounder. Toro scoops it up. Fires Gonzalez. 2 down.
Like says, some are real good, some not so much. Still storytelling regardless.
Yeah, but if you're not.
So does anybody watch that show, The Last of Us? What's up, Miggy? Another broken bat. 2 pitches in a row, 2 broken bats. So 3 pitches, 2 outs. Just like what the hell is going on?
Tell you what's going on in the Met game and why the Mets lead's been cut in half. It's because Mendoza gambled on an AL primary pitcher in Blackburn, and the Rays clobbered him for 2 runs.
Well, anyway, with The Last of Us was a video game, and then they turned it into an HBO series, but they're using.
You could have used.
They made it woke. So
why didn't he use Krennic here instead of Blackburn first?
It's Friday night. Mickey just cracked open a Yingling. Whoa, what are you hanging out with infrared? And how fast is this going? How's it already in the 8th? The game has been an hour and 53 minutes. Goldschmidt flies out weak lead to left field. Refsnyder makes the catch, and that'll do it. Yassine says, you ever watch The Walking Dead? I have. I'm watching the spin-off shows now, but just kind of getting tired of it all. Heading to the bottom of the 8th. The Yankees have 3 hits. Red Sox only have 4 hits. The Yankees have struck out 7 times. They only have 1 walk. Red Sox struck out 5 times. They have 3 walks. It's like a battle of ineptitude here.
I mean, seriously, Mendoza, what were you thinking putting in Blackburn to start the 6th? I mean, if Holmes is injured in one way or another, fine. But the fact that you put an AL pitcher, a guy who's predominantly an AL pitcher, in against an AL team is a boneheaded gamble.
What about Breaking Bad? I did see that too. I've seen most of the stuff.
Have you ever sat through The Boys?
Yeah, I love The Boys.
What about Invincible?
With Bruce Willis?
No, Invincible with J.K. Simmons.
No.
Granted, I've always hated the character of J. Jonah Jameson, no matter how well he plays it.
Yeah. Well, and he's been working out, so he's always like showing off the guns. Love it. He's old too. He like, but he like stays the same. He looks the same for like the last 10, 15 years. Like he looks old and he just stays at that same old age. You know, he's not looking older. It's probably because he's working out.
Quit playing with your food, Krennic. Damn it! That's a consequence of putting in an AL pitcher against a damn AL squad.
Jaron Duran pinch hitting strikes out.
And now it's 5-4 New York.
Uh-oh.
Mendoza is too much of a trigger-happy gambler. The minute I start to think he's getting away from that, I have plenty of them.
You ever watch Mets? Have you ever watched anime shows?
Yes, plenty of them. Just not the porno crap. I mean, seriously, Mendoza, what's your logic in putting in Blackburn after Holmes is done for the night due to an injury? You put Krennic in first, maybe things like this could have been averted, but no.
Devers launches one off the Green Monster, but it's going to be held to a single.
And now it's tied because of your dimwitted gamble, Mendoza. Why do you piss me off with your gambling?
Jeez.
I mean, seriously, you get a 4-run lead in the 5th, and then you give that back because you choose to go with a pitcher who AL squads are familiar with. There's no logic in that. It's all gambling. Mendoza needs to stop this. Enough with the gambling.
Ratcliffe says the A's are 1-20 in their last 21. Really?
If he had put Krennic in first instead of Blackburn, then we may have been out of this. But no, he chooses to go to Blackburn first.
Miggy says, I'm currently 2 episodes in The Landman on Paramount. Show's pretty freaking good. Yeah, I'm going to watch that myself at some point. Mets, what's your favorite anime show?
I haven't decided.
Mets is having a meltdown over the Mets giving up some runs. Dinner time, not quite. You hush your butt.
Mendoza needs to hold himself accountable if the Mets lose this game for a moronic gamble mid-game.
Wow, Mets blow a 5-1 lead. Tampa Bay comes all the way back, 5-5 here in the 6th.
All because Mendoza had to make a dumbass gamble. Seriously, what was the logic in bringing in Blackburn? Were you trying to get another 4-out save like it got with him in Colorado? Not working this time.
Oh, Mets are back. Ay. Let's leave that one up there for a little bit. Let that simmer.
More like gamble Mets are back. the Rays were in front with a 2-run homer, 7-5. All because Mendoza put the wrong pitcher in again. What was the point of gambling on Blackburn? There was no point in that. How many times have I had to tell you, Mendoza, no more bullpen gambling?
For those of you in the chat who might also be experiencing Carlos Mendoza symptoms, if you or a loved one has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-426-2537 and get your loved one some help today. Make sure Carlos Mendoza gets this message met.
Or at least gets put in a damn shot
Down the
collar.
net.
So every time he tries to do these dimly bullpen gambles, I get to hit the remote and fry his brains. A bat around 6 unanswered runs.
It's not over yet either.
And all because Mendoza put the wrong pitcher in again.
It's bottom of the 6th. You still got some time. 1-2 count to Mayer.
I don't care. Anyone with half a brain would know you don't put in an AL pitcher against an AL squad that has seen him multiple times.
Imagine Cody Rhodes turns heel. Not yet. Not for a while. Murdoch, is your real name Chris? No, but I get that a lot. Why Chris?
I believe Mendoza isn't even half a dog. He's just a piece of shih tzu.
Cody Rhodes sucks. Miggy says Yankee trivia time. Oh boy. Bring it, Miggy.
When he does crap like this, he's not even half a dog.
Upstairs, 2-2. You just seem like a Chris. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Rolled Chapman getting loose in the bullpen. Come on for the 9th inning. Strike 3. Mayer goes down. Mayer goes down on strikes. Mayer, how the hell they pronounce his name? Brain, Fred, Matt, Lance, Leon. I think you meant Brian.
You basically like
Are those attempts at my name? No.
You basically let Taj Bradley off the hook because of your damn hubris, Mendoza.
What brothers played against each other in the Red Sox-Yankees rivalry in the 40s? Joe DiMaggio and Dom DiMaggio. Correct. You just write yes. Check mark. Yep.
All because Mendoza was too busy gambling.
2 down. Runner on second. 1-0 count.
How much you want to bet Mauricio's going to strike out? I mean, I get he's in there for Vientos due to the injury. But you could have put in Beatty tonight.
He says correct. In the 2000s, it was the Giambis. Well, he's talking about Yankees, Red Sox. Did Jeremy Giambi play for the Red Sox?
Briefly.
We're about to pinch hit for the Yankees at the top of the 9th against Aroldis Chapman. Well, it's lefty on lefty. I could hit a fastball. That was probably my only flaw, was breaking balls and curveballs from lefties was tougher for me to hit than fastballs. And hitting like 102-mile-an-hour fastballs ridiculously hard. You're just really throwing the bat out there, guessing. The breaking balls, man, those were tough. Never really did too much. Like, it still hit the ball, but wasn't really driving the ball as much from lefty breaking ball pitchers. Because usually they swept low and away. So you just have to go the other way with it just to make solid contact. But if they hung something inside, or then you can turn on it. But fastballs, I always tried to turn on them, send them right back the other way. But the thought facing the lefty was go with it's going to come away from you, so just kind of go with it and just slap it. Just hit it hard somewhere. Nope. Yankees need Hamburger Johnson come in pinch hit for the win. Whoever it takes. That scrub Jerry Giambi is the reason Ortiz didn't start right away in 03. Jeremy Giambi.
Mofo goes down, swing and high heat in.
Oh, what am I doing? I just messed that up.
I'm going to be blunt. If the Mets come back and win this game, it'll be in spite of Mendoza's attempts to sabotage them, just like yesterday. Think about it. You have a 4-0 game, and who do you bring in to try to shut the door? Ryan Stanek, and he gives half of that back. Then you bring Edwin Diaz, and he gives one back on a wild pitch, and then he has to hold the line.
Mets want that chat to chip in and get you a girl to help you with emotional support after this collapse. Mets, do you want the chat to chip in to try to get you a girl to help you with your emotional support? No?
But my point is this. The fact that including this game, back-to-back games now, Carlos Mendoza has been sabotaging his own team through gambling is pissing me off.
Tomorrow's the Army's 255th birthday. And Trump's birthday. Hell yeah, America.
You don't do that to your own team when they're playing good. You don't try to sabotage it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know what you're saying. Scott Efros warming up in the Yankees bullpen. Bases loaded for the Red Sox. I didn't see that yet, but now I see it. Roman Anthony walks. That's going to bring up Trevor Story, as it's been the same old story for the Yankees.
Simple logic. Do not put in a pitcher that's been dead armed for the last few days because you overtaxed him for 4 innings straight, and then you expect him to try to shut the door, and he can't.
Two and 2-0 downstairs. Can't be walking fools, bro. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Lifted into left field. Dominguez is on the warning track, but he's coming back in for it at the edge of the warning track and makes the catch. So Boston strands the bases loaded. Yankees dodge a bullet. They're still down. Still down 1-0. And they got Ben Rice leading off, followed by Aaron Judge and Cody Bellinger. So I wonder if they're going to bring in – well, they're probably going to bring in Aroldis Chapman. That's 2 lefties.
Philadelphia shut out Toronto 8-0.
Yankees escaped the inning unscathed.
Braves have tied Colorado at 4.
Murdo, we need to connect offline. How can we do that? Well, you have Discord, right? Aren't you in the Discord? Pretty sure you're in the Discord, no? Either way, you can hit me up in the Discord. Got to have you on sometime for Wrestling Trivia. Hell yeah. Mets will probably be good at that too. Oh, you don't have any Discord? Okay. Okay. Email and text for me. Okay. Just trying to see it with should definitely download Discord, man. Just to send you
And Nimmo strikes out 3 pitches going to 7 down 7-5.
see if I can get you
Mendoza has really pissed me off tonight.
email. Roscoe in the house. What's up, Roscoe? This doesn't look good for y'all. Yeah. They brought in. Wait, hold on.
I have to slip my red lantern ring back on.
Austin Crochet is still out there.
Might be going for the CG.
Complete game shutout. Well, that's his 98th pitch. He's never had a complete game. Why y'all ain't hitting? Because the Yankees strike out too much, and there's been too many innings of low pitch counts for their starter, who's a good pitcher. Crochet's a good pitcher. So when you start swinging at everything and grounding out and breaking your bats, see, like Ben Rice a ball almost hit him, but he gets called for a check swing strike because he's just going up there like with no plan. And he probably did go a little bit too far. Mets, we got chat wrestling too. Feel like you'd have some interesting takes. It would. Weak ground ball to second base. On the first, 1 down.
I get great.
57 days to the Jets' first preseason game. Hell yeah. Getting excited for training camp. I'm surprised Crochet is still in the game. Well, he's at 100 pitches right now. So it's not really that bad. Like, I'd put him back out there too if he's dominating. I mean, he's only given up 3 hits. 3 hits and 1 walk. Yankees have struck out 7 times, only walked once. So only 4 base runners for the Yankees. Judge is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Anthony Volpe has 2 of the hits. They're like dinkers into the outfield, like little bloops. Crochet about the game, yeah. Doesn't change. Aaron Judge swings on top of that one. 95-mile-an-hour cutter. He just seems like he's been overmatched so far. So, no. When Aaron Judge is slumping, he's slumping. Ground ball foul. I mean, it could be this guy's herky-jerky, like, delivery might throw people off.
Will burn you all. This is your fate. And Mendoza, when I get through with you, you will burn.
Oh, you broke out the red lantern ring.
Let's just say this game and his gambling habit have re-unlocked the great rage in my heart.
Upstairs, count goes to 2-2.
He is so damn lucky this is plastic. Because again, if this thing was real, I'd be spitting up my blood, and napalm would be taking its place right now.
100 miles an hour. Fouled away.
And Kranich walks low. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, he's throwing harder now. Yassine says Mets is Thanos. That's true. Inside, 100 miles an hour inside for ball 3.
You mean atrocitus, Yassine.
All right, Judge has seen a lot of pitches so far.
Get Kranich off the mound, Mendoza. He's been horrible in his first game back.
Judge drills one deep left field, way out, over everything, over the Sitco sign. Aaron Judge in the 9th inning does this.
It is high, it is far, it is gone! That one's driven deep to left field. There it goes! See ya!
That is ripped into right, back at the wall. See ya!
Schmidt swings at the first pitch and launches it to left center field and deep. Mitchell back, track, wall, see ya!
Is this where you get Crochet the hook?
Well, you might as well. I mean, they kept him in for the complete game shutout, kind of embarrassed the Yankees. And Aaron Judge was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, looked silly in every at-bat. Saw a lot of pitches. They tried to get another one by him. When you throw 100, ball goes out just as far. They said it's 443. That's a bomb. That's a bomb, absolute bomb. Watch the aerial view. I don't know how they calibrate that to 443. That was a bomb. So the captain comes up big. 9th inning, 1 out. You're down 1-0. Judge hit a homer.
Like I said, Yassine, it's
Let's
not
go.
Williams, it's Atrocitus who's the main figurehead with this. And you
That was a
give up
clutch homer. Yeah.
one guy. Met pitchers haven't been able to get out in this whole damn game. Jonathan Arroyo.
You're being shut out in the 9th inning, and the captain, who's 0 for 3 or 3 bad strikeouts, comes up and hits a bomb against a guy dominating your whole lineup. Clutch.
Off the damn mound.
Mets are still down 7-5. Top 7. The Yankees come back, but the game is not over because Boston still gets the hit. So the Yankees don't score again. It could be walk-off time or extra innings. So, but at least we didn't get shut out. And we're still in it, though. The win is still in sight. Can get it. Goes back to that inning. We had first and third, nobody out. And then Wells strikes out, Peraza strikes out, and Goldschmidt grounds out. So, like, you can't bring a runner in first and second, nobody down. Kind of set yourself up for failure, man.
Yeah, Montage shouldn't be DFA'd. I don't even know why the Mets even got him.
Showing the pitch sequence right now. Aroldis Chapman comes on to face Cody Bellinger, throws 99 miles an hour way upstairs. Ball 1. Chapman's 12 out of 13 in saves in 31 games. Foul foul ball, 98 way inside. He should have took that. Doesn't Cody Bellinger know that Aroldis Chapman is wild? He doesn't locate pitches so well. Doesn't he know that?
Nope.
Inside again, 99. The Yankees need to keep on scoring this thing. They do. They have to take advantage of Aroldis Chapman's ineffectiveness and wildness. Still got to worry, even if we get the lead, who's Boone going to march out there to get the save? Probably Devin Williams. Out of the way, count goes full. So Chapman's throwing everything but one pitch, 99 miles an hour roughly, and then an 86 mile an hour slider. Let's see what he does here. 100 miles an hour, fouled away. So Cody's on top of the fastball. He's fouling it away. Fouled away again.
Yeah, the inning at least.
So Garrett Crochet tries to get back to Judge with another 100 mile an hour fastball. Inside corner, it was about strike three.
He pops it up to the third base side.
Oof. Wow. That should have been a base hit. But they were positioned perfectly. Going to bring up Anthony Volpe. What's up, you seen?
Oh, what's up?
Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her? Ooh.
Thank God we didn't get shut out today.
Well, Crochet's a good pitcher. The Yankees aren't a very good hitting team when it comes to like stringing together hits, and they weren't taking walks, and they didn't get this guy out of the game early enough. They too many innings where it was, you know, you have a 6-pitch inning and an 8-pitch inning, a 10-pitch inning. Like you're letting a good pitcher just mow through the inning after inning.
Come on, Volpe.
And woof, wild. Damn, if Volpe swang, he might have been able to get to first base.
The Yankees hitters have to be patient.
They're not. Not today. Fouled away.
And that's gonna be the third out.
Soto got a hit. Come on, Pete. Whack it, you bozo.
Volpe lifts one to center field, right at Rafaela.
Why are you just staring at those pitches, Pete? Those are perfect for you to clock.
Big home run. So Aaron Judge ties Cal Raleigh for the league lead with 26 home runs. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, I heard that. I don't know who was making that noise.
No, the home run call.
Oh, so home run call? No, I'm talking about right now.
I was playing a home run call in another browser.
Oh,
Mickey says, "What's up, Adi? What's up, Yassine? Who's your favorite all-time Yankee?"
actually, I don't even have one.
And Alonso gets
Like-
plumped.
Is he talking about like right now or like in general?
All time in history.
Oh.
Who's your favorite Yankee?
I'll probably say Derek Jeter.
I knew that was going to be the answer.
That's what everyone says now.
Mine is Judge, and before that is Mattingly.
I was gonna go with Judge, but he hasn't like won a title or anything.
Well, neither did Don Mattingly.
But I
Doesn't
never
mean-
saw him play.
No, but I'm saying just because he doesn't win a title doesn't mean he can't be your favorite player. I mean, Judge is the reason the Yankees got to the World Series last year. Him and Soto and
Stanton
that's-
too.
well, Stanton in the postseason, but the Yankees got to their position because of Judge and
Oh,
Soto. Judge. Toro fouls out to Peraza down foul territory outside of third base. Listen,
Do you think Judge is the? Do you think Judge is the Connor McDavid of the MLB?
How could you
hard to say.
pick Yankees that ain't Murderers Row? They won their fucking championships with Murderers
Hey,
Row.
PG show. Can't be cursing out here on the
Gehrig.
sidelines.
Lou Gehrig or Babe Ruth.
Yeah, but
The rest of them are just players.
no, because they couldn't do that today.
Oh, says you.
Says me.
But
Why are you giving me the middle finger?
Says you.
You see what I got to deal with here?
I'm not doing anything.
No, Papa Bear. He hears me streaming this, and he comes in and says, "How could you not pick like a 27 Yankee, Gehrig or Ruth?" That guy's in the peanut gallery over here. Uncle
I'm
DJ in
surprised
the
he
house.
didn't pick Babe Ruth.
Yeah, he's telling me I should pick one of them. Murdo, Mets, you seen him? Members in the chat just came to the insult Judge's homer. Are they playing the dead Sox or Oakland? That's what I said. I said they have Oakland uniforms.
Now it's 7-4 Atlanta over Colorado. Yeah, figure it was a matter of time before Colorado blew that one.
Wow.
4-0 lead.
PG Chef, who's that? That's my dad. You come in to curse more?
If you add up Judges' championships and Mattingly's, it comes to 0, don't it?
Yes, it does.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you call in? Tell the chat.
Is that your dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rafaela goes down on strikes. The second out. Hey, Miguel, says DJ. What's up, Shawnee Mac? McAteer's back in the house.
Hit it into the outfield, Starling. Just hit it into the outfield.
Is he really is Aaron Boone really gonna take this guy out right now?
Yeah, he's taking him out now.
If it's
Facing
Devin,
the number 9? Facing the number 9 hitter, bro.
So who's coming in?
Tim Hill.
Tim Hill's coming in to face the lefty.
Timmy.
Miggy's 3 Yinglings in. Cheers, Sean. Well, I'm gonna since we skipped over the 7th inning stretch, let's go to it now. At least for a portion of it, while I go to the big boys' room.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA. Well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
America. Oh, that was strike three, Tim Hill. Come on.
Fucking change up.
What? PG what?
Sorry.
Mets.
My bad.
I don't know, DJ.
How'd they call that ball?
That was terrible.
You
I was waiting
swung
the spot.
a change up that was coming in, Starling. You idiot.
Happy 250th birthday to U.S. Army. Hell yeah. Hoorah. Another foul ball. Miggy, from McAteer, are those regular Yinglings or red Yinglings? Those are doubles. Probably, Miggy's probably a singular guy. Red is a savage. Freaking
Top of the 10th.
Hamilton listed to right field. Judge is there for the out, and we're going to extra innings.
They have to score. Yankees have to score a runner on second base with no outs.
Happy 79th birthday to Mr. President, Donald J. Trump. Always a great part of the night. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Texas Yingling. All right, we're going to the 10th here. It's going to be Jason Dominguez, LeMahieu, and Wells. Should have Volpe should be starting off on second base, if I'm not mistaken.
Do you think Judge is the Connor McDavid of MLB?
Yeah, I didn't know what you meant by that though.
Oh,
The best player?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the guy who has been who hasn't won a title since being part of his team. Like Connor McDavid has been with the Oilers for so long, he hasn't won a title.
Yeah, because you can't win it by yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Judge hasn't been doing his part, if you're going to be fair about it, in the postseason, but he gets you there.
Yeah.
Well, If the Yankees and Red Sox played 9 innings in about 2.5 hours. So. Plus, they got to go to extra innings. They have to hit the 3-hour mark at minimum, right?
Hey, Murdo,
Yeah.
are you trying to make it to bunt or to hit?
To be fair, Houston Astros cheated Judge out of the championship and MVP.
They did. Well, we'll never know because they haven't made it there.
Because Houston and MLB let Houston cheat and get the trophy.
I would lay down and bunt.
Because they didn't want to go to the Black Sox scandal, baby. They didn't want to blow their sport. So they sacrificed the Yankees.
So, who's doing it?
What up, Radcliffe?
Oh, snap, job.
Yeah, those are terrible. What's up, Radcliffe?
Not much. Watching the game.
They should be bunting him over.
Nah, they're just gonna swing. The Yankees are bunting. Come on.
No, they should.
Beatty has been the more reliable batter.
They should, but they won't.
Murdo, they don't know how to bunt. That's the problem.
Oh, they should be playing then. Dominguez fouls ball away.
You're ahead of me.
Yeah, so it's 1-2 now.
You
He
seem
just
ahead of
fouled
me.
the ball off on my screen. You were behind me earlier,
Yeah, so-
but I guess when I come in here, you're ahead.
Why in the world did the Mets bring Mauricio back if he's been this horrible to plate? Bases loaded and he pops it up.
Mickey
How do
wants
you
to
really
know
feel,
how
Matt?
he wants to know how your recovery's going, John.
Slow. doing whatever I can do,
Slime,
basically.
He steals third
You tell
base.
me. You tell me.
Eddie,
You tell me, dude.
Hope he's
Nice.
at third now.
You tell me, right?
you're ahead of me.
You have
You see.
a 4-run lead after 5. Then you bring in a pitcher who is too familiar to AL squads. He basically gives up the tying runs. Then you bring in a guy you threw down to the minors because he's been screwing up. He gives up the go-ahead run.
He's out. He's out. He's out. He's out. See you later, dude. He's out.
You're saying he's safe
Your
right now.
manager is a moronic gambler.
Out. He got him on the shoulder before his hand got to the bag.
Are they
Looks like
challenging
his,
it?
this guy doesn't know how to dive anyway. Looks like he got short and his arms jammed.
Yeah, he didn't extend.
I don't think they're going
What are you
with
doing?
that.
You got no outs. You never want to make the first out at third. Yeah, he's out.
Well, I don't know.
I don't think they're going for a turn it. Oh, he's out. Yeah, they overturned it. I think.
Mets come back and win this game against Tampa, it'll be in spite of Carlos Mendoza's moronic gambling.
Yeah, he's out. They say he's out.
That's all there is to it with this Met game.
I don't know, man.
It's close,
They called
but
him
he looked
out.
out by the blind eye.
They called him out.
His hand is fingers are above the bag. His palm's not on it. It's close, but he's out.
Yeah.
That's in the third and fourth inning. There's been no clean inning for the Mets.
Yeah.
Why didn't he bring in Jose Castillo? Why didn't he bring in Jose Budo? Why didn't he bring in Ryan Stanek? What's the deal with all this gambling?
Yeah, I do hear feedback from someone.
Not from me.
There, it's gone.
I didn't get why he's trying to.
Wait,
steal
Murdog, is your real name? Is
third
Mur
base.
part of your name? Or is that just something you came up with?
No, it's my childhood nickname. Murdog is what I've been called since I was a kid.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Is your real name like something very basic?
Strike three of Dominguez. What do you mean by basic?
Like Steve or something?
You mean generic?
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
basic.
I wouldn't say generic. No.
Foul ball.
So it's
I
not
mean,
like John.
in a way, yes. In a way, it is John.
One?
No.
Patrick.
Let's see if we can figure that out. In a way, my name is John. Just not the way your name is John.
Juan.
Oh, Jonathan?
No.
Johnny.
That's a fair ball. They just took a double away from DJ? Oh, my. Where's the replay on that?
I don't think you can challenge foul balls, right?
Why not? Yeah, you can.
Can you?
Now you.
His name is Merle
I don't
Haggard.
think
He goes
so.
by Murdog. That's a
No, I
fair
don't think
ball.
you could cha-
That's a fair ball. The umpire wasn't even looking at it.
So what does he get? A single?
No, I think he's gonna have to still continue back.
Merrill?
Merle Haggard. Sounds like Murdog's dad is doing dishes and Mets is ranting against the Mets. Yeah.
Your name is Mural?
No, that's Merle Haggard.
Oh. I can't really see from that angle. I want to see an above angle like this show all the time. Show one of those.
DJ, I agree with you. Murdog's real name is Chadsworth Winkerberry.
What?
It hit the chalk. So if Anthony Volpe, it hit the outer part of the chalk, but it still hit it. Now, if Volpe doesn't get thrown out at third, that's a run.
Probably gonna say it's gonna stick.
I'm not seeing any chalk kick up, though. That's the thing. Yeah, that's not a good view. I want to see an above angle like they give us in tennis all the time. You know what I mean? There you go. Yeah, that's fair. I just saw it on the monitor. That's fair.
Umpires just getting it wrong left and right here in extra innings. This must be so embarrassing. The umpire was 10
Jonas.
feet away from me. My name is not Jonas.
Johan.
My name is not Johan.
Michael.
Doesn't start with a J.
Well, that's no, it doesn't.
A G.
Oh, you're just gonna go through the alphabet? Giovanni.
What's the holdup taking so long?
Wade Miley gave Tyler Skaggs drugs. Okay. ESPN, that's weird.
They called that foul.
I'm not surprised.
Aaron Boone. That's your name, Aaron.
No. Yeah, he's pissed. He should be.
Oh man.
The literal translation of my name to English would be Michael Baker. Really? Padilla is Baker? Baker?
Padilla.
Padilla means like bakery?
You know what Cena is in English?
Cent?
It's dinner.
Dinner? John Dinner?
Dinner. His real name is it would be John Dinner.
Or Giovanni Dinner?
Is it Giovanni?
No.
Gianni.
No.
Reginio.
No.
Is it Italian?
No.
We're just overlooking real basic names here.
I
Is it
wouldn't say it's,
Kyle?
no. I wouldn't say it's basic, but I wouldn't say it's common either. It might be
So it's
more
not,
common.
it's not common, so it's unique.
It was unique when I was a kid, but it's less unique now.
Dakota?
Who?
Dakota?
No. John, why are the Dead Sox wearing Oakland A's uniforms?
Because they're in Boston and Boston's an Irish city. Stupid question. Next.
John Doe. Nope.
So what was the name that was unique in the late 70s, early 80s?
Fairly unique.
Nikki?
No. Put it this way, I was like, I don't remember many other people, if anybody, having my name when I was a kid. So,
Opie?
no. It's not a first name anyway.
Yeah, it is. Everybody calls me that. That's my real
Volpe?
nickname. Everybody. Opie.
Oh, Opie. I just said Volpe. I was like, Volpe. No.
Let's see. A name. Kind of commonplace now, but not back then.
It wasn't. Most of the kids didn't have my name. What'd you say?
Lance?
No. What do I look homosexual to you?
Lance Riddick wasn't gay.
Still.
Um,
wrong. That's actually true.
Jericho?
Radcliffe. Are you crazy?
Michael?
Sean?
Sean.
It's Sean?
Yeah.
I think I remember hearing that on another stream. Now that you say it.
Yeah, because, well, it's funny because you got McAteer. So every time someone says Sean, I'm like, what?
Whenever anybody says my name, I just kind of drown it out. It's when you say Opie is when you get my attention.
I eat and miss all of them.
Liam.
Hey, Matt, what's your real name, man?
Hmm?
What's your real name?
By Jones. DJ Mayu grounds out. So a terrible inning for the Yankees.
That was a phenomenal inning for the Yankees.
The JJ LeMahieu just gets thrown out of the game because he's talking shit to the umpire who blew his double. I would have took my helmet off and threw it at the umpire.
Can't blame him.
I'll tell you what, if you guys could guess my middle name, I would be very impressed.
Michael.
It is beyond uncommon, but it's a real name.
Aloysius.
You'll guess all night. You'll never get it.
Bartholomew.
It's super uncommon, but it's a real name.
Bartholomew.
Winfield?
Good luck. You ain't close.
Jose?
I can give you the first letter, and you're going to be guessing all night.
I'm gonna say
Give us the
O'Riordan.
first letter.
The first letter's L. Good luck.
Yeah.
The first letter is L.
Yeah, good luck. You'll be
Lucius.
guessing all night long.
Lucius.
No.
LaQuisha.
No.
Laverne.
No.
Brexia.
No. That's an R.
Gargamel.
I am not a creep from the Smurfs.
Jean-Claude.
That's a C.
Metz has no
Levy.
name. An elemental forge to turn the origins of the universe.
Levy.
The reason why I said my name is mine. The reason why I said I could be John is because Sean is John in Ireland.
Really?
Yeah.
An Irishman, I did not know that.
That's the translation. Like Miguel is Michael.
Yeah. Mexican.
Yeah. Or any Latino, I guess. But I was always told as a kid that Sean means John in Ireland.
Man, so that
Leviticus.
kid I went to school with Sean Johns. Man, that kid got double named.
Got name. Leviticus.
Nope. It's
Lancelot.
a real name.
Lancelot. Lance?
No.
You do look at.
Do I look like a gay guy to you?
Yeah, you look like. Yeah, you look. What they call them, a bear. You look. You're a
Don't be
bear.
jealous of the hair, man.
No, a bear.
I know what you said.
Call the big guy, the big gay guys. Call them bear. Big hairy guys. Call
Yeah,
them bears.
like in American Wedding.
Yeah, like in the mirror.
But no, not Lance.
Okay.
Lucas.
No.
Now
If
you
you
said
think
it's not a.
It's
name,
not
but
a
it's not a
common name,
name?
but it's real. So don't guess anything common because it's not the answer.
Oh.
Lorne?
What?
Lorne?
Nope.
Lourdes?
Nope.
Leroy?
Lorelei?
No.
Is it?
Lo-
Boston advances the runner to third with a ground out to second because they know how to put the ball in play. My brother lives in Jacksonville. His name's Sean too. Our family's 100% Irish. McIntyre says in Irish, Sean is pronounced Sean and spelled as Sean with the fada, the accent above the A, is the Irish equivalent of the English name John. The name Sean comes from the Hebrew name Yochanan via the Norman French name Jean. And is your name Landon?
No. That's common. Come on.
Laura, says DJ.
No. I'll give you a
Is
hint,
it-
though. He was close with the woman's name.
I said a couple women's names. Leroy.
I didn't hear you say- No. I'm
Shockingly.
not Leroy Jenkins.
Shockingly, he's 0% Irish. Means king.
No, I can't think.
Lucy?
No.
Luke?
No.
You said it's close to a girl's name. LaRonda.
No.
Is there any famous people with the name? Like currently?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, Lacey.
No.
It's a good guess.
Oh, no.
Lorcan?
Nope.
Lohan.
No.
Louisiana?
Louise.
Nope. I'm named after both my mom and my dad.
Landry.
No.
Lonnie.
Nope.
Leonard.
Nope.
Leon.
I told you, I'm named after both my mom and my dad.
Yeah, but I don't know their names.
Well, what's my first name?
John.
Right. So clearly I'm named after my mom with that one.
So you have a girl's middle name.
For the most part, yeah.
Lorraine. Lorraine.
Nope.
Lori.
Nope.
Loretta?
Nope.
Leah.
I'll give you a hint. There's guys who have this name too, and they're famous.
Leah.
No.
Leo.
Nope.
I got
Luna.
it. Layla.
Nope.
Not Luna or Layla.
Nope. Neither.
Lehigh.
Nope.
Lee?
Nope.
That's a good guess because that could be Lily.
Nope.
Lucifer.
Lolly?
Nope. Nope.
Well, you said named after your mother, so I figured Lucifer would suffice.
My mom is Satan, but no.
Leslie.
Nope.
Good guess, Miggy.
That's a
That
guy I
could
work
be-
with. His name is Leslie. That's his
Yeah,
last
it
name,
could
but
be,
no.
be a guy or a girl, yeah.
Oh, Lawrence.
Oh, strike three
Nope.
dropped by the catcher. God, I hate you, Austin Wells. I hate Austin Wells so much and his stupid mustache.
You're
Oh,
giving the
my
game
God.
away, man. I'm trying to watch this.
Oh, you're behind?
Yeah,
Okay.
by about 10 seconds.
Laney.
Close.
Whoa,
Lanier.
that's close.
Strike.
It's
Lara.
not Laney, but it's close.
Lara.
Nope.
Lynette?
Nope.
Not Lacey.
Nope.
Libby.
Nope.
Liberty.
Nope.
Luna.
Nope.
Louise?
Lenny.
Nope.
Louise?
Lisa.
Nope.
Lisa.
Nope.
So it begins with an L. Lori.
I told you were close with Laney.
Lydia.
Nope.
Good guess.
Can Leah.
No.
You?
Lolly.
I said
Nope.
Oh,
that.
Laura. Laura.
Nope.
Lexi.
Nope.
I give up.
Actually, I.
Lane.
What'd you say, Murdog?
Lane.
That's it.
What?
It's Lane.
Well, I said Laney.
It's Laine. Lane. My mom's name is Laney.
All right, so Miggy put Lane. I said Laney. So I got your mom's name right.
It's Lane. Laine. My mom's name is Elaine, but everybody calls her Laney, and she was so pissed off my dad named me John, she named me Lane out of spite.
So you and Lane Kerner.
Pretty much.
Labia.
Lane Johnson.
Lane Kerner.
Murdoch, what's your middle name?
You guys can guess.
Okay, I gave you the letter, so
It was guessed earlier. How's
Chris.
that? No.
Fly ball off the monster. Sox win 2-1.
Thanks for blowing it for everybody,
Thanks,
Mets,
Mets.
as usual.
Yeah.
Thanks for ruining
Sox
it.
walk you off.
Jesus, he just pops in like, meh, meh.
Thanks. I didn't want to watch that.
Okay. Game over. TV off. Don't care.
Good game.
There you go, Matt.
I still can't believe Crochet has not won a freaking Red Sox home game yet.
Who? Oh, Crochet, yeah.
I can't believe the Mets are falling apart against Tampa because of a dimwitted gamble in the sixth.
It's the Mets, dude. Who cares? They do this every year. Michael.
Yep.
You're Shawn Michaels.
I am. I'm HP. I'm the Heartbreak Kid. Before the
Your
Heartbreak Kid.
your real name is
I'm
Shawn
the original.
Michaels.
I'm the original Shawn Michaels. Yeah.
Nice.
That Garza off the damn mound.
You know the funny thing, Murdog? In my game in 2K25, I actually drafted a player named Shawn Michaels, and my roommate MJ, Shawn Michaels, his all-time favorite. His name was actually spelled S-E-A-N. He changed it to S-H-A-W-N.
Oh.
So I have a player on my Hartford team named Shawn Michaels.
Time to pound the wings. Should have walked the bases loaded. Well, then they would have faced the lefty. Then they would have had lefty on lefty. So they probably should have. All right. Well, so Yankees waste a feel-good home run. I don't even know what to say about it. Not really much for a post game.
That was fun. That was a good game.
Not really.
It seemed like extra innings to pass the time, though.
Well, it's fun for you, not for us.
Two more.
Okay.
I'm off the hook with the Yankee gear.
You're off the hook.
And Archer this fall, now he's putting John Cena in an SDF.
I'll watch Raw later or SmackDown.
He'll definitely give sweet shit music if you mess around too much. Mets,
Sorry.
are you okay, man? Are you just that dejected over there?
Does this answer your damn question?
Dude, what the? What'd you do? Punch a wall?
No. It's a Red Lantern power ring.
I'm sorry, I don't know what that is.
You're not a comic nerd, aren't you?
You never heard of the Green Lantern comic character?
I know who the Green Lantern is. I know the Green Lantern and the red and the Yellow Lantern are.
The
That's
Red
it.
Lanterns are Rage.
Yeah, they have like red, green, yellow, black, pink, white. They have all different colors of lanterns. That
What are they, the Power Rangers?
No,
Basically.
it's part of the electromagnetic emotional spectrum. Red embodies rage, orange is greed, yellow is fear, green is willpower, blue is hope, indigo is compassion, violet is love, white is life, and black is death.
What's yellow?
Fear.
Sinestro.
Yes.
I used to like comics before everybody liked comics, then in which case I kind of just dropped out. But I never cared for Green Lantern.
Get your rings in order, Ratcliffe.
I got 4 of them since 2004, McIntyre. I got two from my Celtics. I got 1 from my Bruins, and for the love of God, if the Jets ever give me one, I'll actually cry. Yeah, Murdog, will you actually cry if the Jets win a Super Bowl? Or should I say when they win a Super Bowl?
No. Cry? No.
Dude, I still get teary-eyed whenever I watch 04. I still get teary-eyed listening to that.
No, I would just be like relieved and like, oh my God, like a euphoric feeling probably. But I wouldn't cry.
Nah, dude, I still watch 04. I still get emotional watching that. Because my uncle died in January and they won it in freaking October. He even said, he goes, I'm never going to see him win it. And he died 3 months later.
That's terrible. Imagine that.
Well, that's what makes the Red Sox so emotional with that, because it's like you could not go by a cemetery in New England in 04 and not see at least 20 to 30 Red Sox banners, World Series banners hanging up on gravestones. It really was crazy. There's a reason they brought that trophy all to every single town in Massachusetts.
Well, when you go through a drought like that, I mean, why not?
That's why 04 just hits a little different for all Red Sox fans, because it's like, we know we lost. Like, even though I was only 11 years old, I remember watching my uncle say, I'm never going to see him win a World Series, Johnny. You know?
Mickey says he'll cry for joy if the Jets win the Super Bowl. And Max says,
I'll cry when they win it. I'll cry if the Jets actually just get a winning record at some point in the next 5 years.
They'll accomplish that, I think. It's not easy, man, to win Super Bowl. So
Murdoch, they haven't had a winning season in 10 seasons. They're the only team in this time frame to have not had a winning season in the last 10 years.
Okay. And you know what? I remember the New Orleans Saints wearing paper bags on their heads like I did last year. For years. Paper bags.
You're talking in the 70s?
In the 80s, yeah. And I remember the Lions going winless. I remember the Buccaneers.
The Lions.
No, I'm just saying, like the Lions were bad for just as long as the Jets were bad for. The Cleveland Browns have been just as bad as the Jets the whole time. We were good at the same time.
The Bills' playoff drought, which they ended in 2017, was a 17-year drought. Meanwhile, the Browns' drought was at 18 years. The Jets are still literally looking at a 14-year drought with no end in sight this year. Realistically, am I right?
No, I don't think there's no end in sight. I wouldn't say that.
I'm talking about
It's
this
not
year.
like-
I'm talking about this year.
no,
Do you think they can
I
make-
don't. I'm not as down on them as everybody else because
I'm not down on them. I'm just looking at reality, brother.
I'm looking at our quarterback could do things that no other Jet quarterback was able to bring to the table. So what I'm
Right.
trying to say is, I understand he's not going to throw for 4,500 yards. We're okay with that. But
Right.
every
Give me
time we had a
3,000.
but when we had a 3rd and 4 and we had to rely on a pass that got dropped, batted at the line of scrimmage, the quarterback couldn't escape pressure, took a sack. Now we got a kid on 3rd and 9. How many times did we have Josh Allen at a 3rd and 9 and he ran for first down?
I think
over
like 4.
over his career? A lot, no more than 4. You're just guessing.
Oh, I'm talking about last
It's-
year, but
It's a lot. How many times did Bo Nix run for a first down in that Broncos loss?
like 6.
In one game. We can't. How
Yeah,
many
like
times
6
did
times.
Lamar
It was
Jackson
annoying.
kill this when we played him? How many times did Patrick Mahomes scramble on 3rd and 12 and pick it up? It's the Jets give
3rd
that
and
up.
26. 3 times he did it.
We have a guy that
Yeah, it
can
was
do
annoying.
that better than all of them, except for maybe Lamar Jackson. Now
We
that's
should
a
have
guy
drafted that guy back in 21, but that's
a lot,
besides
yeah,
the
but
point.
every team did. Every team did. He was the 32nd pick in the first round, so everybody passed on him.
No, I'm talking about the guy we have now. I'm talking about Fields.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, I guess in hindsight, I mean, what did he go 13 or 10 or whatever?
11. But
11,
it
yeah,
shouldn't need to
somewhere.
be hindsight. He was by far and away the best quarterback after Trevor Lawrence. I mean, let's just play devil's advocate because I'm not big on the what if thing, but had Justin Fields won that national title against Alabama, does Abe even get a reference to go to number 2 overall? No. Not even close. He goes and you destroy San Francisco.
Wait, say that again. Does AG?
AIDS.
Oh, wasn't that COVID year?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a tough year for scouting in general. So that's why
Yeah,
I
but
was like,
everybody knew how good Fields was prior.
no.
I mean, they had that disaster
no,
against
no.
Clemson the year before, but then they came back and he beat Trevor Lawrence.
Hold up, pump the brakes. Every pundit during that draft class said Zach Wilson is the clear-cut number 2 behind Trevor Lawrence. Everybody across the board, and he wasn't. So it wasn't like the Jets were like pissing in the wind by drafting Zach Wilson. Everybody said,
were. Dude, they drafted
not
him
listening
because
to
his
me?
uncle was friends with Woody.
that's not why you draft a franchise quarterback. Come on, that's ridiculous.
That's why the Jets do it that today.
Come on, that's a good punchline for a sarcastic joke, but that's not the real world. Every pundit said the Jets got to take Zach Wilson at number 2. Everybody.
DJ, that's wrong. They made the playoffs in 2017 with with Tyrod Taylor and had one of the worst games ever against the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's not true. They ended up trading up to draft Josh Allen after that season. Missed in 2008 and missed in 2018. They haven't missed the playoffs since. But no, dude, I heard, I know for a fact, Woody Johnson and Zach Wilson's uncle were like buddies, and the whole thing was just awful. I'll never understand why he jumped up so high, considering everybody knew COVID was a bunch of crap. Like those numbers were inflated.
I'm going to tell you why. Because during his pro day,
he threw that stupid pass.
He was throwing passes that we got used to seeing Patrick Mahomes make famous. And it's like, you can get a kid that can move, good-looking kid, good upbringing, probably more of a spoiled brat, but good-looking kid, never in trouble, that can make these off-balance, weird arm angle throws. And they just saw Patrick Mahomes with all of his success doing stuff like that. They're like, we got a version of Patrick Mahomes. Every pundit said Zach Wilson, Zach Wilson, Zach Wilson. Everyone. So it's not like the Jets were like, why would they pick this guy at 2? It wasn't one of those. It was like, yep, Zach Wilson's there. Jets got to take him. And it didn't work out. Maybe if it wasn't a COVID year, maybe they would have saw enough.
Drafted. He never would have been drafted.
Whatever it was, it bit us in the ass. But it would have bit everybody ass because guess what? Trey Lance went the next pick to San Francisco.
I never believed in Trey Lance either.
Yeah, and they gave up like 3 first-round picks, John.
I truly believe COVID was the worst thing to happen to quarterbacks because these GMs sat around with way too much time on their hands, man. Because seriously, if you want to go back and look at that draft, how it really should have been done, it should have been Trevor Lawrence and then Justin Fields because they were the two best quarterbacks the 2 years prior, and then Mac Jones at number 3. That's just how it should have been. But there was too much time on their hands because literally they got a stiffy for Trey Lance because of one excellent season at South Dakota State. And then Zach Wilson was, go look at his college numbers before COVID year. He was terrible.
San Francisco traded like 3 first-round picks to move up to get Trey Lance.
Yeah, then Miami did nothing to recover. That's the sad thing.
But either way, I'm saying all these quarterbacks that got picked were bums. Mac Jones is not a good NFL quarterback. He's mediocre at best.
Yep, I
so
agree.
He didn't pan out. Justin Fields is on his 3rd team in 3 years.
Well, actually, Mac Jones got screwed because when you take away a good offensive coordinator, because as an offensive coordinator, the snake oil salesman, what's his name? What's his name?
Team?
The Patriots coordinator now. What's his name? Denver's old coach. Denver's old coach. Raiders old coach.
Josh McDaniels?
Awful head coach. Excellent coordinator. When he left, okay, we're going to give you Joe Judge and we're going to give you Matt Patricia, 2 defensive coordinators to be your offensive coordinator. I don't care who you are. That ain't working out. That's how you destroy a kid's confidence. The Patriots did Mac Jones no favors.
I agree, Miggy.
I agree.
Bottom line, everybody was missing. All those quarterbacks were overhyped, and they were all kind of trash. Even Trevor Lawrence got a stupid extension that everyone's like, wait, what? This kid didn't earn that. He's been mid at best, maybe slightly better than mid, but no star. He's been in the league 5 years now. He's not a star. So everybody in that draft class from the quarterback spot was like, what? So it is what it is. Everybody missed on their quarterback, really. And,
not the Jags, though, because Trevor Lawrence has at least shown he could be good. The problem is incompetent coaching and delaying him. That hurt him because his second year when he showed like he could do really well, the Jaguars decided to invest everything into him. And they didn't give him enough support. That's the biggest problem.
I think you're misunderstanding.
No, I know exactly what you're saying. Trevor Lawrence is not as advertised.
But he's not the savior. He was God's gift to the quarterback position in high school. I remember him before he got to Clemson. And I used to watch that quarterback class, that quarterback school that Carson Palmer's brother used to run. And Trent Dilfer. There was like quarterback competition. I saw Justin Fields there. I saw Trevor Lawrence there as high school kids. And he was God's gift to football in high school. And then he won at Clemson. But it just doesn't – you're the number 1 pick in the draft. You should be better than slightly above mid. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, you got to be like Joe Burrow.
That's what I'm saying. It is what it is. What I'm trying to tell you in the beginning of this conversation was we've never had a quarterback that could move. You know what I mean?
No.
We have the quarterbacks run all over us. Now we have a guy at 3rd and 9. We might be like, well, if there's nobody open, this guy could take off and get it. We didn't have that before. Now we do.
When was the last time we had a quarterback be able to do that?
Michael Vick.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Like, Landon's so mad. Yeah, we all are, except for Ratcliffe. Thanks for correcting me, John. TT, Tyrod Taylor led the Bills to the first playoffs in 2017, and they played pathetic in their loss to Jacksonville. Josh was drafted in 18.
I know. The Bills were so pissed off they got beat out for the number 3 pick because they really wanted Darnold. They really wanted Sam Darnold.
So, moral of the story is
Sam Darnold's not in Buffalo.
I understand we don't have this great roster, but what I'm saying is with a quarterback that could run, he's going to do things that we haven't been able to have happen on our side yet. So, that's why I'm a little bit optimistic to where, well, no, definitely it's going to be a run-heavy team with with play action and RPOs, but it's just the offense that we're just going to have to try to grind down the defensive lines by the end of the game, and just wear them down with 3 running backs.
Depend on our pass rush.
I hate losing, but I hate losing, but to the red shits. Sorry for my words, but I'm so pissed. Well, you could say red shits. That's fine. It's just more of like dropping F-bombs, and you can't. We just kind of got to not do that.
5-2 in their last 7 division games. That's what you want to see. Getting hot at the right time, going into the dog days. That's what you want to see.
Dog days are 6 weeks away.
7-5 the finals.
I consider the dog days like July.
No,
And since we're basically already a third of the way through June.
It's called the dog days of August for a reason.
True.
Because it's in August.
I just lost because, like I said, that gamble in the 6 came back to bite the Mets.
Yeah, Mets, I needed you guys to actually do something. Thanks for nothing.
Blame Mendoza, not me.
I'm not blaming you. I'm just blaming your organization for being inept.
Well, it's Mendoza with the needless desire to gamble on his bullpen that pisses me off. Have you seen any of my tirades where I go off on him for the gambling?
Nope, I've only seen like all of them.
Yes.
They're great.
I used to play them every inning, Mets.
Now, Mets, dude, I respect the passion, man. Like, that's like a real fan right there.
Yeah. I told DB, if DB could bleep out all your cursing, I'll play them again.
But he can't find a way to do it, can he?
Dude,
Well,
it's
maybe.
not hard to do that stuff.
I wouldn't put anything past Deep State. He could do anything, especially since the video's already broken down into like
A smaller file.
like 2 to 3 minutes long anyway. So
I got
they already broken down. He can go in and beep beep beep.
And I gotta do a response to someone who basically just posted a death threat on me.
Who?
Some little rat in California who's the son of illegal immigrants who I used to be friends with until the relationship soured because he got paranoid over Trump winning the election, thinking that he'll throw all kids born to illegals in this country back over the border. And now he's blaming Trump for the riots when it's not Trump's fault. It's the deep state.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay attention to any of them. That's honestly.
Well, I mean, that's what I've been doing for over a year, but this is where the straw breaks the camel's back.
When people make stupid, they're usually idle threats that they just say it to sound tough or to scare somebody. Then, all right, so you're over here, and California's like way across the country over here. You think someone's gonna fly to you and try to harm you when they don't?
Well,
But if he
can't they
does
just take
show up,
66
my
from
mom's
California
got
to
a
New York?
Glock. But if he does, my mom's got a Glock in her den, and I'll just rip that out and shoot him full of lead.
Mert, Mets, that's
Thanks
called
for-
Mets, buddy. As an officer, I got to tell you, that's called premeditated. Don't say that stuff out loud, okay? It doesn't
More
hold
on
up
this-
well for your case.
I'm just saying if it happens.
It's not going to happen, man.
It's not gonna happen. Like
Mets,
Mickey
if I
says,
had
keyboard warriors.
if I had a 100th of the people who talk smack to me online actually come and find me, I would have had to have put down quite a few people by now.
Yeah, don't put any stock into it. Like, do people talk shit about me all the time? Why?
I don't know why, man. You're the
I don't know why either. But whatever, it is what it is. But what I know is that it would never happen to my face, and their safety behind screens and distance, right? So they take advantage of that. But to me, it just makes them look like, all right, we know what you are. You run your mouth because you feel safe with anonymity.
You run your mouth because you crave it because you're a damn agoraphobe.
I wouldn't just let it go. Don't.
even know
The
yeah,
that.
man,
more,
don't even worry about it, man.
the more you feed into it and go back, they're sitting there behind their keyboard
You don't
laughing
even
because they're
know what
getting.
you guys don't even know what a agoraphobe is, do you?
No, probably not.
It's
Don't
someone
worry about
who's
it, man.
afraid of being ignored or forgotten.
Okay. So listen, I'm going to tell you just real world stuff, right? So people like that write something to you to egg you on.
You
And
sent
then when
me a
you're
video.
okay, so fine with a video, and then when you respond in rage, they sit there and laugh about it that they got you that worked up. That's the goal, is to get you spinning your wheels and going crazy. So no. It's like, all right, cool, whatever, bro. You got it.
It's not
What's
worth
gonna
it,
happen?
man. Promise you, it ain't worth it.
I know.
Lynn says we'll be back tomorrow. Can't win games when it only takes Judge to hit home run. Need Jazz to play tonight. We'll just wait till John Carlo goes back, or we'll win. I wish it
Yeah,
was
not for
that
the year.
John Carl's coming back soon. He's minor league assignment. DJ says, no, the Bills were the only franchise who wanted Josh. The Bills traded up to 7 for Josh, but if they wanted Darnold, they could have traded with the Jets and Giants.
No, DJ. The Jets traded up to number 3 with the Colts, giving away a bunch of desperate second-round picks they needed and couldn't build a roster properly around Darnold. There was no way in hell the Jets were going to make that trade. And the Giants were not keen on letting anybody trade up because they wanted Saquon. Your only chance of getting Darnold was no chance at all after the Jets made that trade with the Colts. I'm sorry.
Landon's had a bad week. Sorry to hear that, buddy. And Miggy says, not going to lie, I love spinning up liberals with facts.
Yeah, the best part is, man, that they're the saviors of this country while they're destroying everything. You got to love it. Great. Here comes Jody Rhodes.
All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up and go on my VR headset. I'll meet McAteer in the virtual world, go do some escape rooms.
You don't have a PS5, Murdog?
I do.
Dude, add me, man. Let's play some games. What do you got?
Yeah. I have like sports games. I like to do co-op first person shooters. I like to do co-op stuff. I'm always hoping for a Call of Duty to have a co-op.
That'd be sweet.
They did. The one I was talking to you about was co-op.
Yeah, it was Black Ops 3.
The futuristic, right? Yeah, that was co-op campaign mode. So you have two people who can just mow through it, and work as a team, revive each other if you go down, and just work. I love the coordination. Landon had a bad week. Miggy says positive vibes, Landon. Hang in there, buddy. All right, so bad loss for the Yankees.
Great win for the Red Sox.
Great win for the Red Sox. Extra innings, 2-1.
Yeah, we suck in overtime. We suck in extras too. We're only 5-8.
Okay. Well, the Yankees is a different story.
1-4 now.
Yankees, they just they don't hit. They'll have their games where they'll put up 13, 14 runs, and then they'll strike out 9 to 10 times again. They don't move runners. They don't do all those stuff. So,
well, to be fair, tonight you guys just caught Crochet on his best night in a Red Sox uniform. You really did.
Yeah, but the problem was he is a good pitcher, but they did not run up his pitch count. He had a 6 pitch first inning. He had like an 8 pitch fifth inning.
A 5 pitch eighth inning.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, like you can't do that. You know what I mean? Like you got to make this guy. You got to get into the bullpen, especially in the first game of a series. The Yankees didn't do that. He kept getting inside on them, and they're breaking bats. 2 guys broke bats in a row. It's like this guy's not Mariano, but it looked like it tonight. Either way, tomorrow's 7:15 game. You have any closing arguments, ladies?
We're in trouble tomorrow. We got Dobbins going.
Murdoch spitting facts. As
so
usual.
knowing our luck, tomorrow we'll actually bother having some hits and getting some runs.
That's the Yankees Red Sox. Like anything could happen, So
well,
any closing arguments?
Away from that backdrop becoming a Red Sox backdrop. So
I just need one win just to escape it myself. That's it.
That's all I was hoping for. Just get the win tonight, so I don't have to put on Yankee gear.
That's one win.
Because I've had to pay up before in the past with sports bets. I had to wear Miami gear and I had to wear Patriot gear once. That was not fun.
Get better, John. Mets, don't worry about juvenile trolls. Murdoch, I'm working security at the stadium for the concert. I have to be there at noon and we'll get out till midnight. Go Yankees. All right, we'll miss you tomorrow, DJ. But
what show?
DJ will be with us in spirit. I don't know what show.
I'm asking DJ, like, who's playing? Anybody worth it? Oh, there's the general. I found the general.
I don't know. Oh, you're talking about a video game.
No, I'm talking about my dog, the general.
Oh, that's his name, the general?
His name is Wally, but I call him the General Cornwallis.
Oh. George Strait.
Can't say I'm familiar with him.
Country singer.
Exactly.
Old school.
I'm not a country boy. Ironically, I'm a country boy, but I'm not a country boy.
George Strait's probably like old as dust, like DJ.
Wait, is he Chris Christopherson old?
Yes. George Strait's probably in the 60s, right? At least 60s. It's got to at least be in the 60s. I remember him as a kid, so. And I'm old as dust, too.
You're
Either
what,
way.
38, right?
No.
You're in your 40s?
Yes.
I still don't believe you, brother.
That's all right. It's because I never did drugs.
How old are you, Mets?
37.
Yeah, here I am getting ready to turn 32.
Yeah, you're youngin' to me.
I don't feel like it. You can't really tell, but dude, there's a good at least 2-3 inches of padding under there right now just to protect my shoulder.
I could literally be your dad. I could literally be.
I can't even lift my arm like this high. I can't even lift it. It's still that bad. Like I feel like, oh yeah, I'm doing good, and I'm like, oh wait, no, I'm not.
Nah, don't mess with it. Miggy says George Strait lives a few miles from me on a ranch here in Central Texas. That's where Landon Olden lives, down in Texas. All right, guys. Closing arguments, Ratcliffe.
This was the best game Garrett Crochet has played. Thank you, Yankees, for having absolutely no plate discipline. Aaron Judge is still the best freaking player on the planet. And for the love of God, Red Sox please sweep because I want to see Murdoch honor his bet.
Closing arguments, Mets.
Oh, and one more thing for the Mets. Mets, as for you, thanks for completely ruining our night because that you guys beating Tampa Bay would have really helped us in the division. But it's baseball. It happened.
On Blackburn, not me.
I don't blame you. I blame your team, I said.
Well, again, blame Mendoza for being a gamble-happy numbskull at the worst times.
Once again, if you or a loved one has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-426-2537.
I mean, back in 23, when I
don't
got
gamble with your bullpen.
In hindsight, he was forced into bullpen gambling out of necessity because Diaz was out for the whole year with that foot injury, right?
Why does this guy still have a job?
What was that, Murdoch? Was that a yes?
So I guess, yeah.
Last year, Mendoza was reckless to start the year with gambling, right?
You know more than me.
In the middle of the year, I mean, towards the end of the year, it nearly cost the Mets the wild card spot. This year, while it's not been as frequent, there are still games where he drives me up a wall with the gambling. This is one of those games, or was one of those games.
Okay. John is going to be like that kid from Rookie of the Year coming back throwing 110-mile heaters.
Anyone with half a brain knows.
The best I ever threw was like 84, 85. I never topped 90 because I never concentrated on that. I was always busy playing football.
I could.
Any pitcher who throws 4 innings in one game needs at least 8 days rest, not like 4.
Okay. So that's your closing argument?
And as for the Yankees, you dimwits blew it. Blew it.
McAteer, load up your VR headset. I'll be on shortly.
One more thing, really quick, Mets. Last I knew, the Pacers were up. What's the score?
86-78, 32 seconds left, third quarter. Indiana.
They're up 86 to what?
78.
And they have been murdering. They've been murdering the Thunder in the fourth quarter in this series. This is what I want to see.
Yeah, this is Adam Silver being a parody-happy lunatic.
Actually, yeah, Murdoch, really quick. Did you hear what Adam Silver did? Oh, we're not going to put the NBA logos final on the floor because players could slip and get hurt. What?
I mean, this is why
he really said that.
Adam Silver needs to go as commissioner of the NBA.
He's awful. He's terrible. He puts more emphasis on that stupid in-season cup thing than he does the actual NBA finals.
And he puts more effort in being woke than actually playing the game, having the boys play the game.
You're not wrong.
Mets sign
playoff parity than actual consistency.
Yeah, I mean, this year's playoffs were great. No, I barely cared after my team got knocked out.
I'm not watching any of it. I don't care. Knicks are out. I don't care.
I mean, you just know he loves cooking the books, rigging the scripts against the big market squads. I mean, think of the last three, including this one. Think of the last two of the last three NBA finals. Miami against Denver. Small market Denver wins. I mean, I know Miami's not that big of a market for basketball either, but the point still applies. Last year, Boston, big market team, still wins it, though, over a small market Dallas. This year, you got two damn small market squads.
Dallas is not a small market.
For
basketball, they are.
I wouldn't say that. It's a sports
it's more
city.
of a football town than anything.
Is it though?
It's a
Outside
sports.
Outside the Cowboys, who else they got?
The Astros, the Rangers, the Dallas Stars.
Neither of those teams play in Dallas outside of the Stars.
Oh, but it's Texas. It's like it's not a small market. Like you can't tell me New York, the Northeast, and the West Coast and Texas are small market anything. They're not. Chicago, Illinois, they're not. Small land masses. When I'm talking about when they're a sports town, sports city, sports state, there ain't no such thing as small market in them. It's just not.
Okay, well let me ask you this then. What about a team like Charlotte then?
Small market.
Yeah, exactly. But they got the Carolina Panthers, they got the Hurricanes, and they got the Hornets.
Well, the Hurricanes they haven't been around too long.
They've been around for a minute now, man. You got to remember, they moved out of here in '97.
20 years?
Almost 30.
30.
Almost 30 years?
They moved out in '97.
They have a baseball team?
People around here are still pissed about that. They have a minor league team.
Minor league team. Yeah, they don't have a baseball team. They just football team. Yeah, so last 30 years, they got football and hockey. So I wouldn't call them
they never had a championship in pro basketball because the management upstairs is incompetent.
They've never had a pro championship in anything outside of the Hurricanes. That's it. It's very difficult to say what is small market versus what's not. Like, it's pretty obvious at the end of the day, Utah is not exactly a large market for anything.
No.
Or think Kansas City. Big market for football, but small one for baseball.
They weren't even a big market for football up until 6 years ago.
But I'm just saying that in general, they view the Royals as a small market squad.
Well, they are. Well, that's also because their owner is notoriously cheap. I mean, after that 2015 season, what they did was sacrilege. I understand you're a smaller market team, but you got 5 or 6 really good players. You got to keep at least 3 or 4. You can't let all of them walk except for freaking who was their catcher? Who was their catcher? Salvador Perez. Yeah, he was the only player they kept. I mean, Murdoch, if the Yankees did that, you would be tripping, right?
Yeah. They broke up a young championship team like the Marlins did twice. Yeah, I'd lose my mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Mets, take us out.
Comment, like, share, subscribe to the content creators. We're done. Goodbye. Good night. Murdoch, I'll be competing with you on your stream with my own tomorrow night. Bam.
All right. Hope you kick my ass. Have a good
Probably
one.
not going to, since I don't get many in mine.
No Diddy. See you later. See you later, Mark Franco.
Girls with the nails done. Girls with the nails done.